Regression. William Roberts, which day is that? Usually midweek, huh? I have a better record in the midweek, don't I? Of actually being on time. You guys need to realize I'm black. It's this colored people's time. CMC and Company. Oh, and you're right. Also, Brian's right. I was getting those tissues ready. Show was taking shots at me all during Twitch. I'm all elated because Brandon Ayuk's kind of reassuring us that he's not going anywhere, that he will sign his contract soon. And their show, the Grim Reaper always riding in, the sight, the hood, saying things like, I don't think that he's a member of the Cabo clique. I don't see a feather yet. Show! I'm going to change your name I'm going to change Show's name to The Undertaker. Anyway, congratulations to CMC. Marriage to former Miss Universe, Olivia Colpo. Can you imagine? CMC invites you over his house. You don't know anything about him being married or anything. He just said, yeah, come on over for beers. But I have a bunch of guys over. And you get there. And here she is. Olivia walks through the house, right? Jesus Christ, man. Who did you marry, Miss Universe? And he looks at you in a James Bond-like fashion. As a matter of fact, I did. All right, let me stop clowning. Fam, 49ers running back room in the NFL is the best that there is. There are questions surrounding the depth of this department. Niners stockpile so much high quality talent that only fans of teams like the Rams and Hawks could be envious of. I mean, I'm talking, this roster is stacked. And of course, the running back room would have to be, right? I mean, that's what Kyle Shanahan's, his thing is run the ball, run that ball. Sets up everything I do. And so that, of course, that room is, the cup definitely runneth over. Last season, the running back platoon stayed relatively healthy all season, including the injury-prone Elijah Mitchell, although I kept thinking it was by strategy and design that Kyle Shanahan kept Elijah Mitchell out of the game as much as possible. But that's not really true. But I was thinking maybe Kyle's trying to save him up so when we get down the stretch, he's got that 1-2 punch. And maybe, just maybe, CMC will get a little rest here and there. No, he just happened to do it that way. Because Elijah Mitchell he got all that rest because he was used sparingly while CMC was worked like a plow horse. This is the thing that, let me get to this. Will that be the case this season? Who are the running backs who are going to make the cut? Going to the phones tonight for your early take on how the Niners are going to designate running back room depth and will CMC still be driven as hard as he was in 2023-24? And as a matter of fact, Shanahan knows people are wondering about that, right? He hinted that they might like to dial back the quantity a bit as they try to maintain the quality during the 2024 season. Earlier this month, Coach said that the team thinks they have enough depth to give other players a run in place of McCaffrey at points this season. Kyle, that is so bogus. You had the same depth last year. Via theathletic.com, Shanahan did say, quote, we have guys that can run the ball. We have to protect Christian from himself. Duh. Yes. I don't care if he doesn't like to come out. You're the coach. Tell him to sit down, take a breath. He goes on to say he doesn't like to ever come out no matter what the situation is, and I do think that's something we should protect him with more. When you are such a threat in the pass game, it's a little bit different, but if he's just taking the wear and tear with 20 carries and stuff every game, God, I think I count up to 30 carries in one game. Seriously. That's too much, Shanahan. That's too damn much. Come on. You got other guys that are capable. Give that dude a breath. He goes on to say, and he's definitely good enough to do that and has proved he can stay healthy, but you'd like to take some of that off of him and give it to other guys, unquote. Suddenly the man's had an epiphany. For him, damn it. Fam. Elijah Mitchell, 75 carries last season. Jordan Mason ran the ball 40 times. That's not even a third of what happened to Christian McCaffrey, who was over 300 carries. The Niners drafted Isaac Guerendo for what? The more I think about that, in the fourth round to be a change of back pace. If he does well in the preseason, will they follow through with the plan? That's the question I got for you tonight. What's Guerendo going to do? He's got guys in front of him that are already sitting down all game long. And we know Coach Shanahan is also thinking to just opt to not break what didn't need fixing from last season and continue rolling with McCaffrey as the main force in their offense. Because the man has trust issues anyway. He's not going to try to move away and deviate from what he's done. It's been successful in his mind. He'll think to himself, well, if Christian does go down, I'll have plenty of backup. Oh yeah, because they're fresh as daisies, right? That's not the way it works, man. I don't mind questioning Kyle in this. You can't question him on too many things, but this is questionable. Niners have the best running back room in the NFL, and yeah, it's because the Offensive Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey, sits atop of that depth chart. But there's good depth in San Francisco, and there's no excuse for it, which is why there are questions about what's happening in that backfield. Of course, C-Mac will carry the lion's share of the workload again this year. I ain't mad at that. He can. That's fine. That's what he does. But not all of them, Kyle. Not all of them. It'll be sprinkled in during blowouts, of course. You'll catch other guys in there until Mrs. McCaffrey's baby boy is all banged up, Then Kyle, of course, will probably say, have we got anybody else here that could go in for him? You've drafted me in the fourth round, Coach. Yeah, I'm ready. Jordan Mason. Man, I've been sitting down here for 2 years, man. So, anytime you want me to go out there, I'm good with that. The other backs are where the question marks are going to be as we get into camp anyway, right? Things have been pretty stable in the backfield the last couple of seasons as the whole room knew their roles and it shut their mouths, right? But this offseason opened the doors for some possible changes on the depth chart. Question number one, as we head into training camp, as I mentioned, Isaac Guerendo, he only started, and this is something that people talked about a little bit after the draft. I didn't pay any attention. I was looking at the film, and I was watching him dash around, hitting the creases, jump cutting, running to the sidelines, and beating everybody around the corner. Isaac started one game in college, and injuries kept him from ever really getting his footing as a regular contributor. I didn't know that. He notched just 231 carries in 6 college seasons. That's not much, huh? Racking up 1,392 yards and 17 TDs over his final 2 seasons at Louisville. He started showing some pass-catching ability with 39 catches for 349 yards and a touchdown after catching only 2 passes the previous 4 years. Why did they do that to him at Louisville? Who they have running at Louisville? You know who was running at Louisville? How did you keep Guerendo on the bench? On tape, it's easy to see how he fits in, though, right? The run game, but his chances to make an impact as a rookie will come down to how well he does things like line up, correctly block, and catch passes. Kyle makes you sure you're going to be a fully rounded, whatever position it is. You've got to be able to do everything besides exactly what you do. Wide receivers know about that. But his versatility is a little bit of a question mark, so seeing how that plays out in camp will be the things to watch for. Keep a close eye on Isaac. And then there's Jordan Mason, the forgotten, the abused, the ignored, the basically mistreated, one of the better running backs on the team. Can he carve out some carries this year, fam? We know the man can play at least a little bit. We know it. There's nothing average about a 5.6 yard carry average. That's elite. Nope, no, Jordan, you can't play. Can't get in. Fam, that's CMC runs 5.2, and I get it. The volume, CMC runs way more. He's 5.2. That is super elite. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at CMC. He likes playing. I want him to play. I do want him to rest because I want to keep him for 17 weeks and go into the playoffs. I need for him to be strong and healthy. He did start to dwindle down toward the end of the season last year. 331 carries, the most of any player in football. 5.2 yards per carry average, tied for second behind that android they got in Miami. Was it Devon? How do you pronounce his name? Achane. 7.2 yards per average. The hell did Miami get beat? And then they had the cheetah and Waddle. I don't know how they got beat. But fam, I'm talking about Jordan Mason right now. The biggest problem is that he's not been able to leapfrog Elijah Mitchell on the depth chart. Is Mitchell a member of the Cabo clique? No, I don't think so. So what's up? Whatever the reason is, maybe something we won't see in camp. We'll get some insight through, though, based on what the team is lining up with and how often he gets reps and team drills. Because you always know, there'll be the news at the end of the day. Jordan Mason played with the second team today. Keeps going on and on like that. Elijah Mitchell got first team reps while CMC took a break. See, you can already see the pecking order being formed, right? You can always see what's going on early in the season. And this is a big year for Big Mason anyway, since he's due to hit restricted free agency next offseason. So he's going to need to display his skills. Man, he's got to establish a regular role behind McCaffrey. He could be a valuable contributor. I just know it. And because I know Tony in Atlanta wants him on his team anyway. Big back. I mean, when he hits that hole, if you're standing in that hole, boy, you better have your life insurance paid up. He's going to hit you, and he's going to hit you at a high speed. Elijah Mitchell, how healthy is Elijah Mitchell? It's always a question on him. That's maybe the biggest factor for Mason's getting touches anyway. But honestly, Mitchell is healthy. Ain't no doubt about it. I love me some Jordan Mason, but Elijah Mitchell's a bad mofo, boy. When Elijah Mitchell gets that ball, one thing he does do, Mason's fast. CMC's fast, but I don't know if we have anybody that hits that hole as fast as Elijah Mitchell. Bam! He's in there. He may get stats from behind, but usually Elijah Mitchell is only a shoelace away from breaking one. So many times you see me the defender just got his toe and drug him down. Elijah, just one fraction of a second sooner, and you are home free. His ability to stay on the field has held him back as a pro, no doubt about that. But we have to wonder if it will do. If it will do, it will be that same way again. This is final year of his full rookie contract, by the way. So we're going to get some great play from people like Jordan Mason and Elijah Mitchell if Kyle just lets him play. A fully healthy camp would be a good sign for Mitchell. I wouldn't bet any money on it. I'm not saying that just because I'm trying to jinx him. I'm just saying that's what we've seen. I mean, he was like Elijah. Remember Elijah Mitchell first year? He was like Michael Jackson, man. After the game, they put him in an iron lung and close it and we'll see in a few days. Because every week he had to get over several injuries. But the dude kept going. If he sustains injury problems through the August, that could set him back on the depth chart behind someone other than McCaffrey for the first time since his rookie season. Jordan Mason is looking for his chance anyway. Man, did you know anything about Patrick Taylor? Some people did, I think, in Green Bay. All I know is he's tall. But is he going to be a factor? That's another question, right? Taylor primarily played special teams for Green Bay, which is likely the same path he's going to take making the 49ers roster if he does make the roster. The Packers did have Taylor take on some third down work, though. And he showed some flashes as a runner and pass catcher last season. Long as he is, if he's a pass catcher, oh, yeah. We got too many running backs, fam. We got too many. And they're all got skills. Patrick is 6'2", 217 pounds. Pure, let me play some ball. Which may be too much for Shanahan to ignore, by the way. Word in the street is that he can actually be effective in pass protection. Magic words. Can you pass protect? Shanahan will love you. Matty B couldn't do it, and that's why I still believe that's why Kyle didn't like him. The fumbles, I don't believe Kyle. I don't believe he condemned him for that. Not totally, he did, but But there's a chance Taylor is the odd man out, though, for this running back room, fam. In that final cut, so we'll get a better picture of exactly how he can contribute in the 49ers backfield in a few weeks. Cory Schrader. Fam, talk about this kid is like he's a legend already. Anybody that watched Schrader play has nothing but gleam in their eyes when they talk about him. And this goes all the way back to high school. This kid's always been just a stud. It sounds like this kid has been making a move since he first put on a pair of cleats. Question is, did the 49ers do it again? A UDFA running back gym? Maybe. We'll see. I know I'm going to keep a close eye on Cory Schrader, man, because what everybody talks about, I'm like, Damn, you guys got Cory Schrader? Who is that? You don't know? Nah, I don't watch college football that hard. SEC. This dude kicked ass. What? Division did you say? SEC. Seriously? The former Missouri running back signed with the Niners after he went unselected in this year's draft? It makes no sense to me. The numbers. 2 seasons with the Tigers. Rushed for 2,372 yards. 2 seasons, that's it. SEC. 23 touchdowns on 446 carries. He also caught 41 balls for 328 yards. I feel like we should have signed him when he got out of high school. Well, I look at these stats, fam. I'm thinking depth be damn. CMC needs to be concerned. Don't be shocked or surprised if Mr. Schrader's baby boy steals a roster spot from one of the other players on the back end of that depth chart. He sounds just too good. I mean, really does sound crazy good. This dude played against some defensive butchers in the SEC. You and I both know it, too. Bama, Clemson, just goes on and on. I mean, it's just ridiculous in that. And he did all that. Keep an eye on Cory Schrader. Mr. Schrader's baby boy sounds to me like he may just be a natural. And that means this just ain't hard for him. That's all there is to it. Niners, especially when it comes to finding diamonds in the ranks of the undrafted running backs anyway, I think they did it again. Here's a question tonight, fam. Will Coach Shanahan have the good sense to see how potent that running back room may really be? Flex it, exercise it, keep CMC fresh going into the fourth quarter. I want him to be able to get up and go out and party that same night after the games. Right now, all he has to do is go home and stretch out on the floor. Of course, Olivia's home, he probably won't do that. But anyway, and how's the depth chart going to rank in your mind? Tough to call this hour, isn't it? I'm going to go ahead. Let me give you a shot. Number 1, CMC. Of course. All right. Number 2, Elijah Mitchell. Number 3, Jordan Mason, you got a problem. If Cory Schrader is anything like people say he is, man, you got a problem. Good luck to you. I got Cory at number 3, Jordan at number 4. And Patrick Taylor, oh, man, Patrick, go in the practice squad, man. Work hard, bro. I don't know. See what you can do. You gotta see. Woo, man. Hey, Matty up in Bend, Oregon. Get in there, Matty.
Hey, buddy. What's going on, man?
Oh, I'm enjoying our problems. You know, we got one of the best rosters in the league. We're ranked at every category high. And then you look at the running backs and you just go, my God, what are you thinking? What do you think about that room?
I'm just thinking it's such a beautiful problem to have.
I know. God.
I mean, if you really think about it, like, step back and just kind of soak it all in, like you're out at the beach one day and you're like, man, this is, man, such depth.
It's insane.
Such skill.
And be Shanahan now. And try to make the right choices and decisions. What would you do? What are you going to put?
That's what I was just thinking. Well, obviously, you know, they're gonna do some little test runs in the preseason. Oh, so we'll get a little glimpse there.
So much fun. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. It's gonna be so much fun. And then I'm curious. I mean, I really am curious because, you know, you got camp coming, so I don't know. We got a lot of things we got to see yet, but the future's looking bright.
Man, I'm taking one of my wide receivers out on a few occasions. People are gonna know what I'm doing. They know it's gonna be CMC, but I'm gonna have Juice in there, and I'm gonna have also I'm gonna have Mason and whichever other guy. I got a feeling it's gonna be Schrader for some reason. He sounds like just really this is what he does. But anyway, I'm gonna have 2 backs back there, and I'm gonna know how I'm gonna line that lineup up. But Christian McCaffrey's going to become one of the better wide receivers in the league next year. I'm not going to have him running off tackles all damn day every week. That is too risky. But that dude can run some routes.
And we need him. We need him for the playoffs.
That's right.
You know we do. So it's just one of those things, man. He's not one of those things that man. Yeah, no, he's worth every penny, man. Nice to have him.
Such a diversified attack. And then you got Guarindo, and I want to see what he does too, because if they're going to use him like that, I think they're
I'm
going to use
curious about
Debo
him.
on the kickoff. There's another plus. Jesus Christ, so many weapons and toys.
And then Jennings.
That's the wide receiver competition.
I mean,
he's going to be able to,
yeah. It's crazy depth, and I feel like we got better on all levels. Like,
Detroit
on paper,
versus everybody.
Nobody. That always cracks me up. But yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty confident, my friend.
Yeah, I am too. And I just hope Kyle just does the right thing. I'm more concerned with that than I am anything else. I'm not worried about the players. We got all we need. I just worry about Kyle and the directions he's going to take between now and opening day.
Yeah, no, I'm very curious as well. See who stays and who goes.
Yeah, we're gonna
because obviously they're going to be they're in the same room with those guys. They're out on the field with those guys, so they see things that we'll never see. So.
Mm-hmm. Some other teams are some very good ball players this year, and they're bird dogging us. Every team in the league knows we can't keep all this quality talent, and they can just sit back and wait and pick them off as they come out.
Yeah, Pete Carroll's good at that.
Oh yeah, Pete, but he's at front office.
I hated it.
I did too, because you knew he was out in the parking lot in disguise. Binoculars, whatever, field glasses, watching what's going on, because he just actually did too much.
he like he had an insider or something.
He didn't he?
Yeah, you'd think so. But you just with the way with the social media and everything, it's hard not to.
Yeah.
Hard not to. I don't know. It is what it is, man. But I'm excited. I'm curious to see the Seahawks with the coaching change.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, isn't that something? Do we need to continue to be fearful of the Hawks? We kind of stopped doing that the last couple of years with Pete.
No.
But you still remain leery of the fact that team with Pete Carroll can still hurt you. Now, I don't know.
Yeah. That's another very, very, very big unknown. I would like to say no. I'm not worried about them. But at the same time, I don't know, man. They're always, you know how it is, Ronbo, with the divisional games. Like
I know, everybody knows each
other.
other.
They always say, "What is it?" Yeah, everybody knows each other very well, and it's just it can go any way. What do they call it? Any given Sunday, It's just same with the Rams.
Yeah.
Same with the Cardinals, man. I mean, it is what it is, dude.
I hate to admit
I don't like
them.
Matt Stafford's washed up.
I love the way you say all the right things and just set ablaze that Ram contingent in our chat. Well, our guys are going to get up after the game saying things like,
Puka's overrated, too.
I've got to play better. Who?
Puka, he's overrated, too.
He's
probably hanging out with Matt Stafford's wife.
Everybody. Matt Stafford's been Garoppolo supposedly hanging out with Matty's wife. Now you got Puka hanging out with Matty's wife. It's just wrong. We got to stop it.
It's good times, though, buddy. You got to admit it is funny.
It is.
I enjoy it, man. Oh, buddy.
McVay's wife is the one. I mean, Stafford's wife is okay, but McVay's got the wife. So that's where Jimmy probably is.
Yeah, I know.
I won't be here much longer anyway, so I'm just go ahead and make my move. Jimmy, you want to play ball here or what?
Yeah, no kidding, though. Dude, they all have hot wives, man. George Kittle's wife's hot. McCaffrey's wife's hot. Juice's wife's hot.
I mean, you remember the movie? Was that Stepford Wives?
The list goes on, bro.
I know. They could get together and make a series
49er wives.
of the 49er wives. The 49er wives. Can you imagine? That would be a drama. Who's going to write for it? Let Big Show write the script.
Well, dude, I feel like there's it might be kind of entertaining because I feel like there's some class there. They're not going to be. They're not trashy.
No. They're all
They're not
very
like they're
well-to-do
not like
women.
if they were
Careers.
like the cowboy wives. They'd be fighting all the time.
Yeah, I've not. We got to. We got to go now, man. I got to know more about that. Cowboys' wives have issues with each other. Oh God, I really want to know about that.
No,
Anyway,
yeah, no, it'd be a good show.
of all the other problems they've got on top of that, Matty, I'll see you midweek. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Tuesday.
Around Wednesday,
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's it,
All right, buddy.
All right.
Yeah.
Matty,
We'll laugh some more.
please. I love it. Always a pleasure. All right, Matty.
All right, buddy. Good night, buddy.
Good night. Oh man, I had no idea. See, we think we have problems, right? And we do. Every team does. But to know that I've not heard of anything about relationships between the players and their families in any level having any problems. You know? Hey, what we got next here? Let's go to it's Jack B. Nimble. Jack B. Quick. Get on over that UK stick. Jack.
Yo, what's going on with you? What's going on with you, baby?
Oh, Jack, man, I'm just looking at all. We're blessed with so much talent this year.
There
It's
goes.
ridiculous. Oh, Gurindo.
There goes Isaac. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Basically, last time and I did give a shout out to Jay Tan out there, who always be supporting. But, talking about supporting, Ronbo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just wondering if Jay Tan was he here yet? But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. But is that better?
No, you're coming in fine. Go ahead.
Okay. But the last time I came in, we were, I was talking about, Luka Doncic, if you remember. And when you got I'll give a shout out to the white fellas out there and everyone. You got a killer like Larry Bird. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a whole nother ball game. You know what I'm saying? And exactly what I thought about Ricky Pearsall.
I knew you were going
there. You know, I got to. It's Jack, your boy, so I got to keep it real. I got to keep it 100, man. This is a Kyle Shanahan rant. Let's keep it 100, Ronbo. CMC is on the Madden cover because of Kyle Shanahan overworking him.
Good point.
Giving him the extra. You know what I'm saying? He got him on that damn cover. He wanted him on that cover because he didn't have the capability.
Jack,
got on the cover.
Okay. Your feed was getting a little weird. All right, go ahead. It's okay now though. Okay. You were talking about CMC on that cover because Kyle Shanahan overworked him to get him on there. All right, I heard that.
Yeah. But Kyle Shanahan wanted this. Kyle Shanahan wanted a white guy as a running back. He said, I can do something that nobody else can do. I can get a white guy to be an all-pro as a running back position. Because he didn't have the ability.
Jack, you're breaking up. You're breaking up again. Are you moving?
Am I moving? No. I'm staying right here, baby.
No. I'm because your feed seems to be okay for 1 second, and then it just breaks the next. Jack,
you sure?
Okay.
1 second.
Wherever you are right now.
Let me check something out really quick.
Okay. Because this is perfect right now.
Let's see. Is that a little bit better?
Yeah. Whatever you're doing now, don't change it. Just keep talking.
Okay. So basically, he outworked him to get him because this is what he wanted. He wanted it. He wanted to see his fellow white man, do that because you don't overwork your best player who's injury prone, Ronbo. So he overdid it, and he needs to stop it. He got him popping. Now he needs to stop it. So, there's other guys like Gurindo that are here. You know what I'm saying? Like you just mentioned, Elijah Mitchell that are here. I mean, but Kyle Shanahan needs to stop it, man, because he has a problem about this with his ego. Just like right now at his CMC's wedding, he's trying to look like Jeff Fisher. Have you seen his new look?
No, I said him slicked back. I thought it looked like Kyle looked to me like one of the members of the Corleone crime family. He's all. I've never seen him look like that before. He's all clean shaven, hair was slicked back. I said,
No. But sometimes he has a problem, and it's not just him. He did this with Debo too. But I'm just saying, look, like when he got Joe Williams from Utah, and you don't draft nobody from Utah unless it's 100% because of what happened with Alex Smith. But then you go out and get another, a Trey Sermon in the 3rd round. That didn't work. But then, you know what I'm saying? It's that syndrome that he got, Ronbo. You're not feeling me. 3rd round next year, I got to get it. I got to get it right. I'm Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan's son. I got to get it right. I got Tyrion Davis Price the next year, which turned out to be a bust in his system too, because he got to get it, Ronbo. That's what I'm saying. He gets ants in his pants, which was one of the worst drafts in the history we've ever had, with backflipping, tripping, ego sipping, Drake Jackson. And then, if Danny Gray doesn't take off like a rocket ship, like I'm telling you guys, this could be the worst draft if it wasn't for the last pick in the draft, Brock Purdy.
I keep forgetting all about
you
Danny
can't
Gray.
make this shit up, Ronbo.
I know.
You can't make this shit up.
Although, Jack, I got to believe that every team in the NFL has several players that they wish they would have never made a move on. There's just no way around that. That's going to happen no matter what.
But I mean, what happened with Raheem Mostert, Matt Breida, Jeff Wilson, Mason, undrafted players? I think Jeff Wilson was also undrafted. Let me know in the chat. But why are you trying to fix something that ain't broken? You got all these guys; it's working, but you letting them go and all this stuff. Now I think Cory Schrader could be that next one.
I got a feeling
he could be.
He just doesn't fail. And this goes all the way back to high school. And the division he came out of, he wasn't playing up at Cal Berkeley or any place like that. This dude's out in the SEC, where they headhunt and destroy people with the ball. Didn't get him. How? 2 years, over 2,000 and nearly 2,000 and a half yards. What? How the hell that happened? He didn't do that by accident. I want to see this.
So maybe you guys don't see it, but I see it clearly. So Kyle Shanahan now goes on record and says, I got to stop outworking him, or I'm not going to outwork CMC, because he got him on the cover. He made him an all-pro. He showed everybody, listen, I can make a white guy in my system become an all-pro at that position. And he done it. Now he's like, okay, I've done it. Now I'm going to let these other people eat. Now you're going to see this whole year he's going to let other people eat, like Elijah, Garendo, Schrader, and whoever is. But like I told you last month, I feel bad for Patrick Taylor, because he don't got a chance in hell to get any time professionally, unless it's on the practice squad and special teams. But I don't even see that, man, unless everybody gets injured. That's his only chance in hell. But yeah, he's looking like Jeff Fisher. And talking about Luka Doncic, who my Sacramento Kings passed up. We finally got it right, Ronbo, and we got Devin Carter from Providence. Shout out to my Kings fan out there. So this guy's like 6'3", got a wingspan bigger than Kobe Bryant's, got a 6'9" like wingspan. I mean, this shit. He's a two-way player. So let's see what happens there. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, these running backs, dog, we got to get it right, and I hope he hit it right with Garendo this year or Schrader.
Yeah, or else just give up drafted running backs. Yeah, so we'll find out.
This guy's like 6'3", got a wingspan bigger than Kobe Bryant.
You got something open there.
What in the hell's going on today, man? I think this new phone is kind of fucking with me, Ronbo. So I'm gonna hit the road, get my coffee. Good morning from the UK. And let's get it, baby. Let's get these dubs and get the right running backs some playing time this year, Kyle. Quit outworking your all pros, including Debo. Let's go.
All right, Jack. Enjoy that day, Jack. I'll see you midweek. All right. Oh man. Although I cannot endorse Kyle Shanahan wanting to put Christian McCaffrey on for the reasons Jack just stated. That's just he's just not that petty. Fam, by the way, what you just heard was feedback from somebody else. Please, when you call in, just if you would, I would like for you just to hold. Just don't do anything. Just call in and freeze, and we'll bring you in as soon as it's clear. Okay, we bring you in order, whenever your order will call, and then we'll get you right in. Hey, yo, Aaron.
Set us up,
Cricket
Ronbo.
Wireless. What? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Aaron. Aaron, man, this running back room. We got this in every room, offense, just about. Your wide receiver room, your running back room, the quarterback room is going to be fine. I don't know when we've ever. This could be one of the first times in a long time that you got so much skill at any given position. He still know how to handle it. But you know what? You got to maximize that talent. You can't have all that talent and fail. Kyle's got to stop with he doesn't want to come out of the game, and I can't make him. Yes, you can, and make him feel good about it. But Aaron, how are you gonna run that room? Who's gonna make the cut? Who's leaving? And all that fun stuff. What are you thinking?
This running back competition in training camp is going to be very interesting.
Fierce.
Keep an eye for Cory Schrader.
That's him. Everybody will be. Who is
this?
Why didn't he get drafted? It's just weird. Well, it's 40 speed. They said he's slow of foot on a straight line. Okay, let's get that slow of foot in a straight line over here and put a 49er uniform on him. But go ahead.
But they say he's tough. I think in high school he had like a broken
collarbone
somewhere in his chest. Yeah, and he played through it, Ronbo.
I know.
That's insane.
And that's a part of your body that's taking contact. It's getting stressed from the beginning of the game to the end. Even putting your pads on an injury in the upper body hurts. And he's out there taking hits and delivering hits. Oh, that's a shorter version of George Kittle.
Yeah. And in my opinion, Ronbo, he might be running back 2 behind McCaffrey.
Woo! I gave him number 3. You might be right.
I think he's going to be a really good running back. I really do.
And him being a tough guy, I don't think he's going to shy away from blocking either. So, and you know how Kyle loves for you to protect that quarterback. Fall back, take somebody down, and do not get whiffed. Like we've had that happen with a few people. Damn it. Cost us too. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, here's something else. Did you know about this? GB will just popped out and share. Cory Schrader was 8th in the Heisman voting? Jesus Christ, how did he not get drafted?
Yeah.
Thanks, GB.
Yeah, he was 8th. And
we got away with something there. How did we get him? Wow. It was his choice to make, though.
That's a good question, Ronbo. And I really do think he could be diamond in the rough.
Maybe not in the rough. I can't wait till the first preseason game. Wait till practice starts. And you know how reporters like Grant Cohn and some of the others are. I can see right now. Cory Schrader basically took Christian McCaffrey's job today. Because he always gets up there with the intrigue, right? And I'm gonna say, I might read that headline. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not laughing. I'm not gonna say Grant's having fun. I believe it. We'll see. Oh, hurry up, July and end so we can get those guys back in camp. But go ahead.
But well, actually, July is tomorrow, so.
Well, we got to get it rolling now. Yeah, get to 23.
Yeah, and the one running back that might be cut is Elijah Mitchell. I mean, he's a really good player, but he gets injured too much. You know.
That is true. Elijah Mitchell cut. You know, this is his contract year. You know what? I kind of think Kyle may give him a break on that. If you cut him now, you could ruin his whole career.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Or maybe trade him.
That might be that'd be more. That would be better. Because you know what? Aaron, you know what? The 49ers have assets in that room. You're right. But they never traded any of our running backs.
Yeah,
and we've had some that, some of them weren't worth a damn. TMC.
well,
what's his
yeah.
name?
Jordan Mason.
No, Jordan Mason. I don't. See, now, Aaron, you're getting in an area, I don't want to trade him. You know, it's like, if you got something, when you were a kid, you had toys or whatever. You may have wanted to share with the other friends because you don't work with this one anymore. You can have that one. But then there was that other couple of things, ain't nobody touching this. All right, you can go home. Get out. So Jordan Mason, that's Jordan, man. I like him. That boy plays hard.
Yeah.
And he's rarely makes a mistake and always falls forward. He's got all the things I like about a running back.
Yeah, I mean, I like him too. I think he's a really good runner, but the only problem is that Kyle likes you to block.
That must be it, right? That's got to be it. He's not a blocker.
It has to be. Yeah.
Because he ain't doing anything else wrong.
A bold. Yeah, I mean, I think that game when he was it against the Seahawks? Yeah.
When he ran all the way down the goal line, broke one. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Gone. And
yeah.
How come? I think did he get pulled down from behind? How did they get him? Because Jordan Mason is not slow. So I'm trying to figure. I forgot that play.
No,
I know he got all the way down to the 1.
Yeah, at the 1. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Jordan Mason is not somebody I put on the block. Interesting observation you make about Elijah Mitchell, though. How valuable is he to this team? And should he be taking up a roster spot? This is business. I'm not getting rid of anybody to keep Elijah Mitchell because I know Elijah's only going to give me 4 or 5 games a year. That's just the way it is with him. He could be lucky and get maybe 10 or 12. He wasn't bad last year, but he wasn't used last year. That's a tough decision. Good call. That's going to be interesting to see how they handle Elijah's case. He can't get hurt in preseason, or they'll make their mind up quick because we got too many.
Yeah.
Aaron, good call. We're going to go.
Yeah,
I'm going to see you Tuesday and I'll see you on Twitter. I just realized who you are, Aaron. You're double A. Yeah, I seen you.
Oh, yeah.
All this time, I didn't know that was you.
Yeah. Okay, Ron, but for now on, you can call me double A.
All right. Double A is Aaron. All right, Aaron. Double A. I'll talk to you Tuesday.
All right, Ron, but have a good night.
You too, fam. There goes the double A. And let us bring him in. He is Elvis Presley is second to the Citizens. Papa Dragon is the guy in the entire state. Wait a minute. I forgot about the Grand Ole Opry. Maybe not. But he is still our Papa Dragon. He is on the phone. Papa Dragon. Pop, get in here.
Hey, Ronbo, what is going on? How are you?
Pop, we need to embrace these years because we're not going to get, those years we were crying, at least I was, because I've never been a grown man when it comes to 49ers miseries. But those years we didn't have nobody playing for us. Nobody wanted to come here. Trent Block was on the mic saying things like, some people are blaming me for things that I have no control over. But I'll tell you right now, there's going to be some guys who are going to have to answer the thing. Shut up, Trent! Shut up! So now you got just way too much talent. I love it. Even though we're going to have to do something about having too many people in these rooms. Pop. Spotlight. That running back room is ridiculous.
No, it is. It's a very good, talented room. It really is. I don't see much changing from this year to next year, though, unless somebody gets traded. I think that Mitchell is clearly the second best when healthy.
Skills he is, he
so
is.
I think I'm just saying it's just a clear situation. So I mean, there are certain things that you have to have in this offense, and it's really just put your foot in the ground and then cut and go.
Yeah,
and Mitchell does that very well. Really good running between the tackles. But you know what? Football is a violent game. It's a tough game. You got 200-300-pound guys falling all over you as you run up in the middle. I'm telling you right now, Ronbo, I get injured just watching them play.
I'm telling you, you feel it.
I want to talk about that for a second. Yeah, I want to talk about that for. But it's a fact. It's a fact. I mean, I played football, and generally speaking, the best players play. Yep. Usually, there are politics involved where somebody may be recruited higher or drafted higher, and there are some politics that get involved there. We've seen it happen. We've seen it play out even with Brock Purdy, although he was probably the best guy in camp. Shout out to Larry Kruger because he called it. He was in camp. I wasn't in camp, but he was in camp. And he said, "Hey, I think
no one took him seriously at that time. I remember that. Did you take him seriously at that time? Because I said, "Krug, come on, man, calm down."
Absolutely. I take him seriously because Larry Kruger was a scout. Yeah. He's on the field. I take everybody seriously, even if I disagree with him. Like I disagree sometimes with Big Show, but I'm not going to insult him. You know why? Because he's a fan, and if he's a fan, he's family. Why would I insult somebody who's rooting for the same team I'm rooting for?
And we should remove ourselves from that anyway. True.
Right. It just people may like insult me and say this. That's fine. Whatever makes you feel good. But it doesn't affect me. I have a great life. I'm blessed.
Good.
So
there you go.
Whatever. Right. I got a beautiful wife, beautiful kids. I live on a lake in Tennessee. Hey. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I don't go to work the next day after that. I work when I want. Great life. So
you're invulnerable to any unnecessary rhetoric. I love it.
Right. Well, it's just, a lot of times trolls, they think what they're doing is funny, but they're just ultimately unhappy with themselves. So the reality is that, I disagree with Kevin tonight. Him saying that McCaffrey's there because he's a white boy is just ludicrous.
I know. That was Jack. I don't but Jack.
Jack. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No.
I disagreed as well.
Jack, this is why I disagree. I disagree because it does come down to genetics, but genetics is not about skin color sometimes. I mean, both of his parents are top level athletes. All of their children are athletes. His dad was an apprentice to Jerry Rice, and he went to all pros and Pro Bowls and things like that. So, and he knows all the tricks of the trade. He teaches that to his kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a combination of them is parental privilege, it's genetics, it's knowledge, it's having the funding and the means to do so. And you're always learning.
Bottom line, hard work.
Yeah, exactly. When McCaffrey was getting injured a lot, what's the difference between him and Jimmy Garoppolo? Well, Jimmy Garoppolo, he gets injured, he goes to Bravo for healing. When, CMC was getting injured, he was consulting some of the best medical experts in the world. And there's a difference there.
Jeez.
I'm just saying there's a difference between the two people. And, one person is more professional and concerned about getting better and taking care of his body. If you see the workout regimen of top athletes in the league, whether it be Patrick Mahomes, whether it be CMC, you see some very, very unique ways that these players take care of themselves. Another good one was the former running back for the Titans, big fella, King Henry. He had some crazy work ethic and some crazy workouts and stuff like that to keep him healthy. So, McCaffrey changed his diet. He changed his workout regimen, and guess what? Now he's not getting hurt. Jerry Rice never got hurt, but he was never ever cut up like T.O. You know what I'm saying? He just like a normal dude, but Jerry Rice never got hurt. He got hurt one time, but he had crazy work ethic. So I think it's just preposterous to try to perpetuate that. I mean, ultimately speaking, you know, the way that Shanahan runs the team, he's got to run this team until this team is turned over. And then if he wants to put his foot down and make concrete decisions, he might be able to do that. But you know how it is, Ronbo. If you lead a bunch of people a certain way, the minute you try to change too quick, it's a mutiny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we have a coach that tries to be friends with the players. I know that's a no-no, personally, based on what I've seen. You know, and I've been in the same room with Tony Dungy. I've been in the same room with Peyton Manning, and it's like there's a hierarchy there of how things go. And these guys you shouldn't try to be their friend. You should be vacationing with them, you know, because it's going to make it very hard for you to make hard decisions. You see what I'm saying? So as they all move forward, you know, if the prerequisite was, okay, you're running back and you're white, Shanahan will get you to a Pro Bowl or Shanahan will get you 1,000 yards, I think that's ludicrous. It's not so. Each player that got 1,000 yards under the Shanahans were diamonds in the rough, and they were special. Terrell Davis, he went to Pro Bowl, and he went to Hall of Fame, and he deserved to go. You see what I'm saying? He was a 6th-round pick. He had 7th to 8th round picks getting 1,000 yards. The point I'm trying to make is that you don't know what's inside of a man until you see the man on the field. Like, you know what's inside of Debo, and then, unfortunately, his professionalism needs to be kicked up several notches. You know, he needs to really look at what Ayuk does and what CMC does and replicate that, or talk to Jerry Rice, or try to run the hill. He needs to get there.
Speak the truth.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the absolute truth. So right now, to me, ultimately, I think that CMC is one of the best running backs. He broke all of Barry Sanders' college records. Barry Sanders. Yeah. CMC broke those records. Right? And I'm super happy for him just because I know how hard he works. I know how bad he wants it. Yes, he was talented, but make no mistake about it. Shanahan passed on him in the draft. You could have had CMC, and you passed on him, right? You could have you could have drafted Brock Purdy in the 4th round, or the 5th round, or the 6th round, or the beginning of the 7th. You took him last, right? Those are called accidents. Those are called pleasurable accidents, pleasant surprises. And that's not a plan. That is not Kyle Shanahan to develop a quarterback. Let's call it like it is. He has a great system, and if you're going to get in the system, you better understand it. And what Brock Purdy did is that he came in, he read the room, he was watching everybody else practice, and like a smart person, he says, "Okay, Trey's not getting the ball fast enough. Oh, that ball's not coming out. Oh, Trey can't throw that shit short." And he came in and did all this shit that Trey couldn't do, but he did it perfectly. He did it repetitively, and he did it consistently, right? That's smart. That's learning how to read the room and learn how to deal with what you're dealing with. Because remember, he's got the stigma of a 7th-round pick. Okay, Trey's got the stigma of a 1st-round pick. So they're flip-flops. They both have expectations, and they have opportunities based on draft status. So it makes no difference. It makes no difference how you look at it. And I don't now. So for some people, I don't hate Shanahan. I've never said fire Shanahan. I've never said that. I've said trade him because ultimately, at the end of the day, I know how valuable he is to the league. But make no mistake about it. If McVay coached this team would have had Super Bowls.
Okay, that's it.
If Tomlin coached this team,
you know what?
This team would have had Super Bowls.
I think we need to make that an entire show. McVay versus Shanahan. Who would you take?
I'm not saying that McVay is better overall.
No.
What I am saying is that as a
He would've got
football
it done
coach
by
on
now.
Sunday,
Yeah.
in the playoffs, McVay has gotten it done. But remember, unlike Shanahan, he had a quarterback when he came in, got a number 1 guy. Right. He traded him away and got another number 1 guy.
But Pop, remember, McVay has been excused for the playoffs. Early on in the playoffs, more than Shanahan, who will never have. Pop, seriously, I think we should do a show on Tuesday, McVay versus Shanahan. But we got to go now because we're way over time. But excellent points as usual.
Oh, sorry about that.
Hey, but really quick, Pop. Well, this is a really quick, Dragon. I did not say he can't do that because he's a white boy. I said Kyle Shanahan overworked him because he wanted a white guy to be on the Madden cover and become an All-Pro at that position.
And this way he could take. And this way Kyle could take credit for it, right?
How do you know that?
All right.
The NFL coach sits around and says, "I want a white boy in Madden." What you really think a coach does?
Jack, it's a little far-fetched.
No.
Really?
He got him on the cover of Madden, but he overworked him. Did he
didn't.
not?
No.
He wanted him to be an All-Pro to be on the face as a white. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He way overworked his ass, and you know it. And you should check your ass back into rehab if you think otherwise.
Guys,
first of
we
all,
got to stop.
First of all, I'm 100% clean, unlike you, because you're on drugs. If
Jack,
you think
baby, I'm on that black
that
coffee.
is a fact.
I'm on that black organic
Guys.
coffee, and I'm.
Okay. Phil, we need some chill.
Yeah, I'm here.
Phil,
Why do I get to follow that?
I know. Phil, you're the remedy. We had to bring you in. Production just cut it off and said, "Look, get Phil in here now." All right, Phil.
All right.
Yeah, come on.
Christian McCaffrey was an All-Pro his first 2 years in the league.
Yeah,
Then he tore a hamstring,
and Shanahan had
and
nothing to do with
he
that.
was out for a year and a half with the hamstring. He's not injury-prone. He's had one injury.
Yeah, one
To me,
serious
that's
injury.
not prone.
Also, also an error. Jerry Rice had a torn ACL. But that's,
Right. That was later in his career.
Yeah.
When he was older.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, Jerry was
So
still
anyway,
a rock when he was the 49ers. Anyway,
I'm sure Kyle doesn't think about Madden.
Kyle, that was the point I was going to make. Kyle can give a rat's butt about Madden. He's not
He
doing
wants
that
to
for that.
win. He wants to win football games. And his best way to win football games is having Christian McCaffrey in the game.
Everybody agrees.
Pure
We're
and
not
simple.
looking at his skin tone.
And Christian McCaffrey does more things when he doesn't have the ball than he does when he does have the ball.
He's just a super. I mean, Christian McCaffrey understands this game of football. His football IQ is off the freaking chart. The guy does what he does.
And don't think that Kyle's friends with these guys and he doesn't get on their case, because
I bet he does.
he got on Brandon Ayuk's case for not blocking, and he turned him into a pretty damn good blocker.
And Phil, you bring that up. Remember that year that George Kittle was leaving? They were leaving for the season was over, and he had just had his big year. And Kyle, he says to Kyle something about, Coach,
He
you think I
said
should
you
be
need to
working
run
on-"
routes better.
Yeah. Kyle will always have something to hurt your
But don't
feelings
think Kyle's
if you're
not on
tender.
these guys.
Yeah.
The only guy I think he never gets on is Trent.
Williams? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Trent
you're
is a no-touch guy.
There's nothing you can
But
say
he's
to
even
him.
gotten on Nick Bosa's case. Remember when we cut down the defensive line because they're not playing as well as the linebackers?
I do. How was
He
Nick
got
involved?
on him.
Yeah. Because I do
So
remember Nick was a little long in a tooth about that during a media conference because he wanted to know what was said to him, and Nick sort of brushed over it. I remember that. I can't remember how it went down or what had happened exactly.
And as far as McVay goes, he's beaten Kyle twice out of 15 games.
Right. See, that's why McVay's got an excuse in the
2 games
playoffs.
that matter.
If Kyle gets into the playoffs, he doesn't come out until the end, and that's just guaranteed. McVay can't say that.
Well, all I know is I'm glad we have Kyle, and I'm glad we have John Lynch. We have the best roster in football. We've got the best running back room in football, and that's not just me. That's NFL Channel on Sirius XM. They say we have the best running back room in football.
Exactly. That's what I said. Okay, you know what? We're not red and gold glass in this. This is.
They had us as the number 2 cornerback room in football. They had us as the number 1 linebacker room in all of football. They had us as the number 2 edge rushing team in all of football.
Yeah.
We have the best roster in football, period. We just can't beat Patrick Mahomes. That's it.
Well, that keeps me awake.
And as soon as we break that ice, then it's going to start pouring.
Yeah. Well, it is true. Watch what the 49ers, once they do get over this hump, watch them run off multiple Super Bowls within a short period of time. I agree.
So why is Christian McCaffrey still in the game when we have the victory and there's only a couple minutes left?
That's in your opinion.
But Jack, that has, I don't know if
The
that has
game
anything to do.
isn't done. It ain't done.
Yeah, that has everything to do with
Kyle, look at the game we played against Detroit at Detroit a few years ago.
Yeah.
And we were up like 27 points. And we almost lost that game.
I know. I was scared to death. We were dropping the ball. Weird things
So
were happening.
NFL, you don't fucking give up. Until the whistle sounds.
Well, Sam Darnold did come in a couple of times last year. Those games were secure, but we were still wondering when Kyle was going to get guys off the field. But that's a natural reaction from us.
Well, he did play Jordan Mason towards the end of games.
Yeah. Well, it's a natural reaction.
Would run him in for touchdowns.
Yeah. Christian's not going to just take a ball to take the clock down. So, yeah. He gets out, but at the end of the game. So.
But anyway. Now, Ronbo, the guy I see being put down on the practice squad on the running back room is Schrader.
Okay.
Because he was not drafted. So he most likely no team's going to pick him up because they're not going to admit that they should have drafted him.
Isn't that amazing? Ego steps in again.
No, it's true.
I know.
It's true.
I believe it.
So he's the one that you can sneak onto the practice squad and have nobody pick him up.
Oh,
I don't think the guy from Green Bay is going to make the team either. He's going to be on the practice squad.
Because he's not going to beat out any other guys.
As a veteran practice squad player.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I think what they have for, what's his name, the drafted running back, Garendo, is they're looking at kickoffs.
Yeah.
With the new rules and his speed, he's one of the fastest guys on the team.
Quickness. Yep.
In his 40s. And the reason Schrader didn't get drafted, it was his 40 time.
Yeah, I know.
That just turned everybody off.
I saw that toward the end when everybody was talking about because I knew who Cory Schrader was until we picked him up, right? And
but Garendo's got big size, and he's got a lot of speed.
Yeah.
And I think he's kind of like the perfect mold for the new kickoff rules. So I think they're going to put him and Debo back there and watch out if they try to kick it in that zone. Because we could have some run backs for touchdowns.
That's going to be pure entertainment. Why? Well, you watch what happened. The league's going to legislate next year and get rid of the policy, especially if we have a lot of success in this new format. Watch and see. Because, Phil, no matter what anybody says about us, other teams' fans, we do get a lot of unfair things happen to us, and it ain't by coincidence. God.
No. But anyway, Ronbo, we've got the best roster. Enjoy it.
I am. Because, the dark days could be just ahead.
We're always one amongst the top couple of favorites.
Yep.
Always.
For the last few years. So I like John and Kyle right where they are.
As far as these Ram teams go, I don't care if they got Puka and Cup. We got Ayuk and Debo, and I wouldn't trade those guys for their guys.
Sounds like a dessert of some kind. Puka and Cup.
Yeah. And they don't have a tight end. We do.
Well, they got
our running back's better. Our defense is way better.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait to see that clone of Aaron Donald, what he looks like. That one they drafted.
He's not going to be Aaron Donald.
I don't think so either. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to keep an eye on him. What did they do? They got young Donald? No way.
I want to see Matos and Floyd opposite of Nick.
Oh, the excitement on the 40. Phil, again, it's John Harbaugh used to always say, who's got it better than us?
Yeah. Now, if the inside interior line can stop the run, we're in heaven. Because that's a big question mark.
Yeah, because we got it. The run game.
But I think I love Eric Armstead, but the fact is the plantar fasciitis was going to be chronic. There's no surgery. He missed 13 games in 2 years. He's going to miss more.
It's just another form of arthritis.
It's time to just
so he's going to
get out of it
for the rest of his days. Phil, we're going to go.
Yeah, he's going to have foot problems.
And I'm glad you were there to break up Pop and Jack. They were losing it. I couldn't do anything with them. Then production brought in Phil to the rescue.
Ronbo, it is your show.
I know, but you know what? It's hard sometimes. Guys get going, and production tries to wait for my cue, and I think, you guys make the decision. They kind of they did. But anyway.
Yeah, let's not get rid of Kyle, please.
We're trying. He's not going anywhere. Jed loves
We had
him
the
anyway.
number one offense in the league, and all of his disciples are offensive gurus. You know, McDaniels in Miami and McShay. McShay is a disciple of Kyle, not the other way around.
Look at D'Amico. That's just ridiculous. We got to go though, Phil. I'll see you Tuesday.
All right, Ronbo.
All right.
Okay.
Night,
Later. Bye.
And Jack and Pop, you know I still love you. I was just saying, you guys had a car accident there, didn't you? Standing out in front of the car, swinging at each other. Hey, Eric, come on in.
Hello.
Eric, you know, it's that time of year when you start speculating and looking at things that you probably shouldn't be speculating too far on. You got to wait till they put the pads and helmets on and go out there and hit each other for real, even in practice. By the way, Eric, do you have anybody to practice that gets a little overzealous, gets a little carried away to the point the coach has to call over and yell at him? Like Fred Warner. Every year Fred Warner gets called out by the coaches for overdoing it. You have anybody like that in camp?
Well, if I had to pick one guy that I think would fit that bill,
Yeah.
I would say DK Metcalf.
Yeah. Yeah, Metcalf's got a bad temperament. Anyway.
Yeah, he does.
He's on offense, though.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and I'm getting, and a few years ago, whenever we almost traded him,
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping that we would make a trade because, I mean, the whole antics, it's the antics.
I know he's got plenty of them. Speaking of which, you know, one of his favorite antics that I'll never get over, I've never seen anybody do it before. Metcalf had been asked I think he'd been kicked out of the game or something. Anyway, Metcalf was standing in the huddle, and the refs didn't see him until just before they went to line up in the line of scrimmage, and two refs merged on him, sprinting toward the middle of the field. And the guys in the box already noticed Metcalf's been removed from the game. Why is he on the field? And they just let that develop, right? And Metcalf stayed in the huddle like he was taking in the play. And Pete Carroll, nobody else said anything, right? I mean, Pete Carroll should have been ejected too. What are you guys doing? You know that's your player on the field, right? Metcalf stands there and listen, break, and they go back to the line of scrimmage. All of a sudden, here come the two referees. Metcalf's being removed from the game, and I think he will be asked to leave the field. He said, that took a lot of nerve. I would have never, wow. God, that made me, I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, he definitely had to set a ball to try to jam the field.
I wonder if you could be fined for that.
You know,
but he's a good football player, though, Eric. That's the thing. All his other little issues, but he could play. I mean, if he's going deep downfield and you just put that ball up there, the defender's in trouble. So, and every wide receiver seems to have some kind of mental issues. You notice that, though? I mean, you go down the list. Metcalf, OBJ, the King, AB, Stephon Diggs. I'm starting to wonder about Brandon Ayuk. Although Ayuk's not real bad. Debo. Try to think of a team with a wide receiver that's good, that doesn't have his own personal set of issues, aside from what the team has.
Oh, kidding.
Who?
I was making a joke about the Rams.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's plenty of material there. Oh, well, you know what? Actually, they're kind of, Cooper Kupp does not have diva in him. Puka Nakua's only been in the league for a year. We'll see about him. But, yeah. Cooper Kupp, if he's healthy, I'll take him on my team in a heartbeat. Guy's good. Real good. I'm trying to think of anybody else. Oh, but you look at T. Higgins over in Cincinnati. And, well, you know what? Actually, wide receivers are the worst when it comes to contract time, they won't sign quietly unless they get what they want done now. Now, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want you to think about it. You don't need to argue. I'm who I am. I am the reason we win. Give me my money now. And no matter what they're asking for, other players do it to some degree, but not like wide receivers. Yep. In fact, Tyler Lockett is really good. I don't remember him ever having temper tantrums. So you got he's a good guy when it comes to that.
Between the two of them, between Tyler and DK, I like Tyler so much more than I like DK.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly it. Tyler does not throw tantrums. DK throws them all the time.
Constantly. And getting into Russell Wilson's face. Tyler never got in Russell Wilson's face. DK confronted Russell Wilson right on national television, and you could see he was unhappy about the fact that Russ didn't throw him the ball. He stopped everything to get Russ's attention to tell him, throw me the ball. And then they stood there and went over there for a few seconds, and Russ, being the diplomatic person he was, his big smile on his face and promised DK that he'd get him the ball. I said, Russ, good on you, because I said, hey, I'm the quarterback here, dude. The hell out of my face. But he didn't.
Yeah.
And, so we're going to find out. I got a lot of respect for Russell Wilson. He killed us for years. And so, I actually wish him luck in Pittsburgh. We'll see what he does. Because he definitely was going to play football for Peyton. Sean got rid of him so fast. He couldn't wait to get him fast. Record-setting. The cap hit that they're going to take in Denver, because that's how bad they wanted him to leave. Sean Payton's tough. My God, he's scary.
Yep.
So we'll see. Anything else you want to add, Eric?
Well, Dan Quinn is a very good team, and I really think that Schrader is going to make the team. I think he's going to make the 53-man roster.
And you're not the only one who talks about him like this. His 40 time, I don't know. That's the only thing that's against holding him back. He's still a good football player. He may be proof that you don't need to run a 4.4 or 4.5 even to be one of the best football players in the game. We're going to find out. Instincts play a large role in a running back's case anyway, so we're going to find out.
Yeah.
All right. Eric, hey, I'll see you midweek. Be looking for you. All right?
I'll be here.
All right. Night, Eric. All right. Let's go check it out. Hey, Anthony, come on in. Anthony? Anthony, are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Rambo, my man.
Hey, Anthony. Yeah, man, we're sitting there gloating because you don't get a lot of years where you can just gloat over your roster. Remember those years, Anthony, when people said the 49ers have a lot of holes in their roster right now, and probably won't compete this year for. When they used to say that about us all the time, we have holes in our roster, and Anthony used to use terms like they have no talent. Remember that? We had Jimmy T.
I remember that.
Yes. Had me almost.
I kind of like those Jimmy G though.
No, I'm talking about before G. I'm talking about back when Tom Sula and Chip were running things, and we didn't have no. I mean, I almost did the Texas one time.
Mike Singletary.
Oh yeah. Well, but Mike Singletary, they had talent. They just didn't know how to use it, and because that's when Harbaugh came along. He knew how to use it, and all of a sudden he couldn't stop the 49ers. 13-3. First year, with a couple added pieces, not many, but that was Singletary's team. You know what, though, Anthony? I did like Singletary, though, how he used to get in players' faces. Singletary wasn't afraid of
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
on his team. Mike would take your ass and
You
beat
see
it
what
right
he
there in
did
front of
to
everybody
Vernon
with a
Davis?
belt.
Then?
Yeah, but he won't work nowadays. Young players now won't put up with Mike Singletary. They'll quit or do anything.
Nah.
Yeah.
I think the players today are a little too soft for that.
Not only that, they just have a different mindset.
Yeah, just mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, they know their importance. They know their rights. And you know what's so funny? At the old school, you don't have no rights as a football player. Your head coach is God. That's all there is to it. And now, it's no. I play for you and I get paid more than you do. You might have to listen to me on occasion. So.
Oh yeah.
But we got a running back room that's like, I do. There's some rooms around. And there's some rooms around the league though I am concerned about that are just the Detroit Lions have a damn good running back room. The Jets have a decent running back room.
They do.
The Falcons have a running back room that's not being talked about enough. They got 2 studs now that are just really, and you know how they worked us the year before last, right? They ran over us like,
oh yeah,
boy. So,
like you Melvin Butter.
Ooh. So, but then again, that's our
Ronbo.
defense too. Go ahead.
I think we'll move our defense could stop running.
Yeah. Especially against Detroit and Green Bay. They held a clinic on us in the playoffs. God.
Now, what's the running back from the Cardinals? Man, he killed those boys.
Ooh, God.
Well, he was running that thing, Ronbo.
He's been doing that for years.
He was telling them.
Connor.
Ain't that his name? Connor? Oh yeah.
I hate playing the Cardinals. When he was in Pittsburgh, I hate. Oh, here he comes, man. We can't stop.
Well, he be toting that rock, boy.
and he never goes down on the first grab, ever.
Yeah.
Ooh. So
he be toting the mail around.
remember him and our safety got into it. That was. I mean. Man, that was special. But he went. Man, I don't know. I hate you reminding me of. We got to play the Cardinals twice.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on the schedule. And when they did, when they put the schedule there, they got the Cardinals beating us that last time. The last time we played them.
See. You know what? We've swept 2 years in a row. No, we didn't. I forgot about the Rams, the throwaway game.
Yeah, I mean when Kyle took our starters out.
Yeah. And the Rams are still pumping and popping their chest. I said, man, y'all, especially some of them, they're just really silly. Yeah, we got you guys this time. Oh my God, have you guys stooped to this level? You're grateful for a game that the 49ers weren't really concerned about? Well, what you guys did about it? Oh, God, what are you talking about? You guys look like idiots.
They were struggling against our third string.
And by the way, we were winning the first half until everybody sat down. So,
Oh, yeah, until Kyle pulled everybody. Hey, Ronbo. Papa Dragon, and Jack. Those are 2 show by themselves, man.
We haven't had those kind of exchanges in a while.
Man, I was laughing.
You know, it's really funny because Pop usually turns the other cheek and just sort of rolls over it. He stood there. Pop's been taking a lot of grief from the chat. He does have a breaking point. Pop used to be tough. Pop lets you say anything you want to say about him, and most of the time he wouldn't even acknowledge it. He had enough today, though. He went back at Jack. I was surprised.
So when the dude, he was like, "Remember, this your show?" I was saying to myself, it was all right. I enjoyed it, but I was laughing.
Keep an eye on Jack. Watch Jack. Jack is good at pushing buttons. After Jack accused Pop of being on drugs, that just pretty much did it for Pop. I didn't know.
A while back here, I was watching your show. What's the dude? He's a Ram fan. He pushed your buzzer. I said that. I was like, wow, that's my first time seeing Ronbo get like that.
Yeah, Rudy. I tried. And it makes you look bad. You know, you get into a fight with a guy like Rudy, it shows, you know, he's pushing my buttons, and I let the rage out. Rudy gets off on that.
I mean,
now, by the way, I remind people in chat, Rudy gets off on you getting pissed off, so just temper that. Yeah,
he
Rudy
didn't
loves
make
that.
it look bad on Ronbo. It was kind of funny too. I was like, wow, Ronbo. I said, I ain't never seen Ronbo, you know what I'm saying?
I stopped talking to him on Twitter because people were DMing me and saying, "Hey, Ronbo, man, grow the fuck up." And I said, "I know, because you guys, well, you know, I'm trying." I said, "I can't." He says that one word, finally, that one last sentence, and I can't stand it. And I got to come back and say something. I know, man, but you know, both of you guys are starting to get on everybody's nerves. I'm saying this, and I gave in. I quit. So, and by the way, if you haven't been back to Twitter in a long time, I quit with Rudy. I was the adult in the room, and I stopped. So you can come on back and talk to me. I quit. I'm sorry. God, he's annoying.
Rudy, I think Rudy's a narcissist. I think he be doing this stuff on purpose, man. Just push people buttons.
No doubt about it. He gets off on that because his team can't win. And so he comes in. You know, he only picks on us.
That's the problem right now.
It is. Rudy, why don't you go talk to people like the Cardinals don't have any trophies? The Hawks only have one more than you do. You can catch up with them at some point. There's the Buffalo Bills. There's all kind of teams. Why do you pick on 49er fans knowing, my God, you're never going to catch up in your life. You will go to your grave still having to talk bad to 49er fans because your team never caught up. You're never going to catch up, Rudy. In your lifetime, you're never going to catch up. And he does what he does.
There's a lot of people. I didn't realize until I've been on Instagram and Facebook. There's a lot of people. They don't like the 49ers for some. And it's all because of those rings we got.
It's tough at the top, you know. But Anthony, Anthony, get back in Tuesday, will you? Let's talk some more. Okay, we're running over time again.
All right.
God. All right, fam. Appreciate you know that, Anthony. Good to hear from you.
All right, well.
See you Tuesday. And all right, Anthony. And I just go check out. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo. What's happening, bro?
Tony, man, you know we're sitting here talking about the running back room because we can, and the wide receiver room. Tony, it's fun having all this talent. I didn't really realize. Back in the years when people were talking about us like we were dirt, which wasn't that long ago, actually, 2017. After Harbaugh left, we went through that brief intermission. And,
yeah,
it's pretty funny how all of a sudden now we're just over blessed with talent. What do you think about that running back room, though? It is going to be interesting. Preseason camp is going to be such a fun thing this year. And the preseason games, a couple we have, oh, my goodness. What are you thinking?
I mean,
anything else you want to add?
You know, Jack was talking about overworking CMC, but he does have a point. I mean, we all know that Kyle was overworking him, but you can never get a straight answer from Kyle Ronbo. If this was a press conference and someone asked Kyle Shanahan, well, Kyle, you ran CMC into the ground today, and he's over there in a heap of shit, and he's injured. You couldn't have put on any other running backs to replace him?
What would he say?
Kyle, no.
Yeah.
Football's a tough game, and injuries happen, and I would have done. I'll do it again.
And he'd have that look on his face as if I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, he won't admit it. You know what I mean? It's like talking to a brick wall. But you've got CMC, you can give him a break, all right? We all know, anybody that's played sport, you're not at your best when you're huffing and puffing out there, Ronbo. You know what I mean?
Hell no, yeah.
And if you've got a teammate that's
that's even 95% as good as you, and he can give you a break, aka Jordan Mason, whoever else of the running backs are that are suited up.
Both
Elijah
guys
Mitchell that day.
Mitchell and Mason.
You know what I mean? You could throw Debo in there for a couple of runs. Give these boys a breather on the sideline, and then bring them back into the fold. Why wouldn't you do that?
I got it. GB Bull says the position coach is in charge of that. You know, Kyle's resorted to pull that card on a number of occasions, too, about the position coach making those calls. Isn't that Bobby Turner? I really would love to talk to Bobby and see what he says about that. I do
not think that Bobby Turner would be so ignorant. All right. Ignorant and unprofessional as that. No chance in hell. I mean, you see the man when they talk to him. He's just a man with a wealth of knowledge, and he's a real man. You know, he's a dude. And I don't think Bobby Turner's got that in him. Kyle's the one with the arrogance, Ronbo. All right? He's the one with, we just went with a hot hand. But it got him injured. Yeah, I know. You ran him 50 times. It doesn't matter. I'll do it again.
And you know, it used to be you take a heat check in the beginning of the game. At least you start the game when we had Tevin Coleman. He ran TC. Remember the beginning of every game, Coleman ran for a bit, and then he cut Mostert loose a little later. So at least he didn't play the whole 4 quarters. He could do that now. You know, let Mason loosen him up a little bit. But he says, I don't know what CMC's saying to Kyle. I get the feeling Kyle's afraid of him, though. He says, yeah, he doesn't like to come out of games. Yeah, but Kyle, you're his boss. I mean, I don't understand.
He's not coming out of the game. You're simply saying to him, brother, catch a breath.
Take a break.
Need you. Yeah. I'm going to need you in the back end of this game because we want to stick it right up them. Yeah. All right? We want to demoralize these people. We want to send them home with their tails between their legs. And I need you, charged up. Just take a breath. Don't worry. Catch a breath. You're going back on in about 5 minutes. Don't worry. It's cool. I mean, Raheem Mostert wasn't good enough for him.
Yeah.
Why? He's a faster dude in the NFL.
He asked for too much money, according to Kyle and John. You know what, though? Kyle's got to have this conversation
with CMC. Did he ask for as much money as Elijah Mitchell?
I can't remember. He didn't ask. It wasn't that much. I don't think it was 10 mil. I think it was something like 8.
How many TDs did he score last year, Robert?
Oh, for that alone, he should have had money.
20.
And you know, he led the league last year, I think, or second. He was in the top 5. He's still running great.
Yeah.
Tony, Kyle's got to have that talk with CMC before the season starts. So you can't wait till the season starts to tell him, listen, I'm going to pace you a little bit this year. So if I ask you to come in, it's not because I've got a problem with this, it's because I want to reserve you a little bit toward the because it's a 17-week season. You got to have that conversation before, not during the games. Of course, CMC, I don't know what he just says to Kyle to frighten him.
Look, we've had this conversation. Look what he done to George Kittle. We didn't even know that George Kittle was playing with all those injuries. We're just hanging shit on the poor bloke.
Yeah.
All right? And George Kittle was one of our biggest strike weapons before we got all these running backs.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said before, you give George Kittle to Kansas City Chiefs with Travis Kelce on the same side and throw Jordan Mason in there as well, and you may as well forget about the rest of the season.
Oh, yeah. Travis Kelce went to bat for him on that, too, publicly, and said George Kittle should be catching more passes.
Because that coach knows how to use his players. You can't. There's plenty of time in the game to rest and put on other dudes in it. For Christ's sake, the rest of the dudes need game time. They need to stay game fit. All right, a couple of hits here and there keeps them on their toes. But no, we just like to go with a hot hand. According to Kyle, it's just it's a RG3 syndrome, you know what I mean? And the Trey Lance syndrome. We'll just run you between the tackles to protect you. How you protect the
tackles are getting steamrolled. Yeah.
300-pound monsters are falling on top of this dude.
It's like Pop was pointing out. Can you imagine? In high school and college, I've never felt the weight of a big body coming down at you at 100 miles an hour like that. Because I was mainly on defense anyway. But that's got to be uncomfortable, especially with that guy down there trying to hurt you anyway.
As I've said before, Kyle, he's the offensive guru that they put him up there on this pedestal like there's a big spotlight shining out of his ass. But the offensive guru, the best in the league that's ever been, and this and that and the other, and all the accolades that the media give him and all his shit, can't get it done at the end of with 2 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go in a Super Bowl. How do you call that an offensive guru?
Oh. It is that one bottom line on Shanahan. He cannot play from behind, or his system does not. It does not respond.
He can, Ronbo. He can. He just needs to keep his foot on the accelerator and don't take it off. How do we manage to score first every single goddamn game?
Every day.
In 50 seconds, in under 2 minutes, we're bang, touchdown. Can't you keep that going throughout the rest of the game?
See, this is a question I've always asked too. That first play, as you know, is scripted anyway. They worked on that before the game started. I said, you know what? Why don't you guys get about 20 scripted plays and run them over and over?
Exactly.
You know yeah. But defenses adjust.
We seem to be able to score with ease right at the beginning of the game.
Oh, first step. Then we set it. We had a trend. We won a few games in a row, scored on the first possession. You know, Tony, production's looking at us.
The good thing about it this year is, Ronbo, let's hope that everybody bags the shit out of Brock Purdy and keep calling him a game manager, because he's had 1 year to rest that arm, and I can't wait to see this young kid come out on the field and sling that rock this year, because it's going to be a different story than it was last year.
It's already looking stronger. Tony, we're going to have to go. I'll see you midweek, and pray for Kyle.
All right, brother. Shout out to Evan Ellis, Big Show, Papa D, and the rest of the crew, and see you in the next one.
Cheers, Tony.
Cheers, brother.
There he goes. And it's time. It is time. All right, listen. You know that graphic comes off across your screen? Warning. The content you're about to witness or hear could be not, this is, it's a big show. Show, get in here, man. I'm just messing with you. Get that content in here.
Could be harmful to your ears or your feelings, is what it should say.
Show, give us the righteous, the gospel truth.
How are you tonight?
Always in a good mood, Joe.
Until
the season starts, I'm always
likewise.
in a good mood.
I'm always in a good mood. I am too.
I know it.
But as far as the truth goes tonight, a lot of people are sleeping on Patrick Taylor.
So?
I don't know why I really do think so.
Okay, who's going to beat out?
And
that's the thing. We're not keeping.
He's going to beat out. He's going to beat out Jordan Mason, because Jordan Mason doesn't do the things that Patrick Taylor does, and why he was brought on during free agency this year. Patrick Taylor catches passes in the backfield. Jordan Mason has a tendency to fumble them when he's throwing the ball occasionally. Patrick Taylor is also a good pass blocker. Jordan Mason doesn't pass block and doesn't block at all, as far as I've
never seen him.
The last time I've seen him on the field.
Yeah, do you remember seeing Jordan Mason whiff on a block?
No.
I know I've never seen him block or attempt to block or be in a position to do so. I wonder about that.
And not only that, hasn't moved up the depth chart the years that he has been here. And in order to move up that depth chart, you need to check off all those boxes that Kyle Shanahan loves out of his running backs. You need to catch passes out of the backfield. You need to run between the tackles. You need to be available. You need to block. And those are exactly the checks that are Patrick Taylor checks all of those boxes, and why we signed him right away from Green Bay. And let's not forget who was over coaching Green Bay, one of Kyle Shanahan's best friends and his best man at his wedding.
I forgot about that.
Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
Exactly, and Matt LaFleur runs the same exact offense as Kyle Shanahan does, and so he knows the system already pretty well. And lo and behold, there you go. There's a roster spot that Patrick Taylor is going to take. And so my 4 running backs are going to be CMC, Isaac Garendo, who we drafted pretty high this year.
Yeah, he's automatic.
Patrick Taylor's going to be number 3 because he contributes to special teams as well. And number 4 is going to be the dark, everybody's favorite, including mine, is Cody Schrader, and it's Cody Schrader, not Cory Schrader.
Okay.
And I think we're going to pull a Matt Breida on Elijah Mitchell and trade him for either a 6th or 7th round pick like we did to Matt Breida. Because Matt Breida couldn't stay healthy, and neither can Jordan. Oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart right now. Elijah Mitchell.
Oh.
He can't stay healthy. He's a lot like Matt Breida. He's fast like Matt Breida, but he can't stay healthy. And I think he's a big trade candidate. I think. I think we're going to pull a trade like we did with Matt Breida and get either a 6th round or a 7th round pick for him mid-season.
You need to wait that long because the 53 has to be determined. That's too many.
Or before the 53 man is announced, I think we'll make a trade to a team who needs a running back.
That gives you plenty of time to look at, and they're good at making judgments out of practice anyway. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's not been healthy ever since he's been here, Elijah Mitchell. Yes, he's great and has great talent and everything, but it's just not meant to be for him here. If you can't stay healthy here, then why should we keep a roster spot? Why should we keep you on this roster spot that deserves to go to somebody that's really hungry, like a Cody Schrader? And yeah, that's kind of that's kind of my 2 cents tonight, and I kind of wanted to get your feelings on where I was wrong and your thoughts on Patrick Taylor as well, because he comes from the same exact system that Matt LaFleur has run, that runs in Green Bay. And
no, he's actually sold me on Patrick by bringing up the things you did. And I forgot he came over from a system. He doesn't need to learn anything. He already pretty much knows what we're going to do and how we're going to go about do it. There's little variations, but maybe not much to confuse him. So I can see where you're probably right. I was trying to see who he'd beat out. And Mitch, you put Jordan Mason and Elijah Mitchell on the possible block. So
those
that makes
two
room for him right away.
Yeah, I believe Jordan Mason can make the practice squad, be a practice squad candidate along with Chris Conley. And they'll be called up should somebody go down this season. And God forbid. But I believe those are going to be our starting 4 running backs. CMC, Isaac Garendo, Patrick Taylor, and Cody Schrader.
Yeah, that's a lot of no experience.
That is a lot of beef behind.
But the thing is,
CMC as well.
You could save a lot of money though. Now,
exactly, and that's another thing too.
And and the 49ers are thinking nickels and dimes right now. So yeah, I could see it.
And you shred a little bit fat off the salary cap by trading Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, true. Excellent point, Joe. I can offer no resistance on that. I can see your point. And
I don't know why people are sleeping on Patrick Taylor, because when he was at Memphis, he was a wide receiver converted over to a running back.
Okay, so
and he's also pretty fast as well.
Yeah, he's got good size.
And that's why he catches passes out of the backfield pretty well too, being a former wide receiver. So there you
If he does
go.
well in
He's
preseason,
very
Kyle's gonna
versatile.
love him. So you're right. He's not going anywhere then. We'll see.
Oh, Kyle, I'm pretty sure Kyle got. I'm most likely, definitely pretty sure that Matt LaFleur has Kyle Shanahan's ear, and they said, "Hey, like we're about to let this guy go. You might want to grab him before somebody else does." And he probably saw Patrick Taylor play us when we played Green Bay, and got a whiff of him there on the field as well. And so he said, I like this guy, and lo and behold, we signed him. So
yeah.
I don't know why people are sleeping on him. Like he's very versatile and he brings experience, and
yeah, it's just a matter
he's
of
a good pass blocking a halfback, you know.
And this happens every year, show. We're gonna say to ourselves, especially me, I always have to slap myself and what was I thinking? Look at this guy. What were you talking about? Yeah, I do that every year. Surprised by guys.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Yeah, so
all right. Well,
look out for Patrick Taylor to surprise everybody.
There it is.
I don't know why people are sleeping on him. Like he's really good.
There it is. Show he's standing behind and supporting Patrick Taylor to make this team. I had earlier cut him, thinking he's not going to beat anybody out that's currently ahead of him or supposedly ahead of him. We'll see.
Yeah, and that's kind of like I don't know why they're sleeping on him. Like it's kind of ridiculous. Honestly, they don't look at his past experience and who his head coach was over at Green Bay, one of Kyle Shanahan's disciples. And I'm going to correct Phil here a little bit. McVay and Shanahan were Mike Shanahan disciples. McVay is not a disciple of Kyle Shanahan.
No, they played alongside. They were team. They were co-workers.
So
all right,
exactly. And same with Mike McDaniels. Mike McDaniels is a disciple of Mike Shanahan as well too. So
yeah, I mean hardcore.
Yeah. So anyways, but shout out to Papa Dragons, shout out to Ellis, shout out to the Tonys and the CNC family and everybody out there, and you all have a great night and stay safe out there.
And you too, Show. And looking forward to midweek for more show. Night show.
All right. Shout out to everyone. Y'all take care. Have a great night.
You too. And let's roll over to Steven as he sits with the two little Bambinos. It is Scarlett and Rome. Steven.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Steven, we're sitting there having a good time looking at what we got, man. It's like a gold mine. As soon as you're driving to Santa Clara, you can see those shimmering lights. It's all around the facility. I mean, other teams can't do that. We can look at our club and say, we got one problem, and that's only one problem. What's that? The parking lot's too small. But you know what? Honestly, the only problem we really have is offensive line. Warren Sapp came in and talked about us, ranking us number 17 in the league. He says, I didn't know that. You know, I thought we were top 10. I knew we were a low top 10. 17. This is why when we talk about what we do achieve with this team, be careful about who you're getting rid of as a coach, Stephen. So go ahead. Let me hear, add running back room, assess it, talk about it. Where who's leaving, who's staying, what's going to be the pecking order. Will Kyle Shanahan finally yield to the reasoning that the man CMC is a human being? Pace him. Is that going to happen this year?
He just might. I mean, it more or less seems like he's definitely just scared of CMC and what he has to say and what his word is law. I mean, it's crazy because it seems like the way everything is and how he said it during the interview, like, oh, why don't you take CMC out? Oh, CMC doesn't like to get out of the game. It's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you were the coach.
But CMC does a good job. What are you gonna do, Stephen? I got an absolute star here, and I'm gonna tell him to sit down and he doesn't want to. Do I stand and argue with him? How do I do? I do worry that Kyle may be in a position where maybe there's nothing he can do.
Well, here's the thing. Oh, shit. If you're going
Scarlett had you up all night, didn't she?
Oh, yeah. Plus, I'm tired of losing. I really am. I think we all are. I think we're tired of the excuses.
If you're tired of that, you're not going to be rested until next season. Go ahead.
Is it seems like Kyle is putting the shift on CMC because if something goes wrong on CMC's behalf, he's kind of like making sure that, hey, CMC wanted to stay in. This is his problem, not mine. Don't come after me. Come after him.
Oh, man.
Because that's what he's good at doing. He's good at blame shifting. He's good at painting the picture so that way and no one points the finger at him.
He better not do it this time, though, because we're all watching.
Oh, he
and
will.
He's already been questioned, though.
Oh,
No,
he will.
he can't use that card because we're all wondering why he doesn't pace him a little differently. But if he comes out saying, well, I tried to get him to come out of the game. Don't you say it, Kyle. He was up to 18 carries before he got hurt, and we were only in the first half. So he better not say
Here's the thing, too, Ronbo, is that if we don't have a winning season, and I mean winning season as in, even just getting to the NFC Championship is good enough. And I know some fans will be like, what is he talking about? If we don't have a winning season this year with the amount of firepower we have, a rebuilt George Kittle, I mean, he was in shreds when we had him, and we didn't even know.
I know, right?
And he still performed great.
Right.
Now we have him rebuilt.
Season. Wow. He looks a little small. I want him to eat some more, but he looks a little small right now. Hopefully he gets up to us because he'll get hurt quickly at the size he's at right now. He's about 10 pounds away from what he's saying to his fighting weight. We'll see.
Hey, 2 pounds away, 5 pounds away, 2 pounds away, doesn't matter. As long as he does good, that's all that matters.
Well, I want him to be able to handle it is what I'm worried about. So
I think he'll be fine. He's a generational talent, much like everyone else on that team, like CMC, Brock Purdy. You might say I'm shooting jumping the shark by saying Brock Purdy is a generational talent, but
you notice I didn't offer any argument. He might be.
He might be. If he does it again this season, 3 seasons back in superior playoff position, he just might be a generational talent. He might be one of those freaks of nature.
In order to be labeled elite, you need to put in a little time. So that's what we're talking about here. So, yeah. In another couple of years, if Brock Purdy's still performing at a high level, got to get off him. The critics are just waiting for the season to start. Nick Wright. They're ready to start up on him,
I know. Nick Wright. Nick Wright needs to get off Brock Purdy and stop worrying about Brock Purdy and start worrying about how far back his receding hairline is going to go before it makes a circle on the top of his head.
Right, and get an enema. You're full of it, Nick. God.
But respectfully, we've got a lot of firepower. And if we don't have a winning season this year, we just refortified our offensive line. We just refortified our corner, our safety, and our linebacker room. We just refortified our wide receiver room, and our running back has some kind of extra firepower. So if we can't have a winning season, or if we get a Super Bowl, great. I already know that the moment we get a Super Bowl, SF and the entire Bay Area, probably all of Northern California, is probably going to do exactly what Philadelphia did when they won their first one. But if we don't have a winning season, Ronbo, and we go in the first leg of the playoffs and we get booted out like the Cowboys, I guarantee you Kyle's gone. Maybe
not gone, but the hot seat will be on because Jed will give him a year for the appreciation of the years gone by, but you can't have 2 years in a row like what you're talking about.
I think his appreciation year is just this year. And if there is no NFC Championship and there is no Super Bowl ring, I think it's a wrap. I think that's it. Kyle's gone because it's like, how many more seasons are the Niners going to make it and then drop it? It's like, oh yeah, we're here. Okay, what are you going to do with it? Nothing. How many more years is that going to continue before Jed says enough's enough?
Could be a while, Stephen. You might have to wait. I'm telling you. Well, we'll see.
But I think
we're going to go though because it's getting late night, and we don't want to make anybody wait too much longer. But yeah, I love arguing with you about this anyway. Let's take it up Tuesday.
Okay, well, let's pick it up Tuesday. But I still believe trim the flag, get rid of Debo, and then just play Ayuk's fifth-year option. Call it a night.
Steven's hardcore. Steven, I'm messing the family. All right, night, Steven.
Good night, Ronbo. Okay.
Dude, can you imagine Steven as your GM? Steven puts his foot down right away. Hey, yo, E.
Big Ronbo, what's good with you?
Hey, man, we're sitting up here enjoying this team, man. And you know what's so funny? No matter how good things are, E, there's still some worries and concerns. Have you noticed that? No matter how good things are. I wonder if Chiefs fans have been doing this. You know, you look at our team, and my God, that's a good team, right? We haven't won the ones we should have won yet. Those ones at the end of the season you can hold the trophy over. But we're still a kick-ass, get ready to move out the damn way 49ers, right? So, you know, we're looking with the running back room and saying, my God, look at that. And we're wondering who's going to stay and who's going to go. At least I am. And how they're going to go about doing it. And will Kyle Shanahan please Be careful with CMC. What are you thinking?
I think old boy was talking earlier with the running backs. I don't like. He got rid of Mason and Mitchell, and he got.
I don't. That's Big Show. I don't know about that either. But go ahead. What do you think?
He put all the rookies, what was different than Mason and Mitchell, there with CMC.
Yeah. And
but it makes no difference if Kyle
Taylor.
Don't put him in
anyway. And Kyle doesn't like rookies and young ball players that ain't established anyway. So that's just a long shot. Yeah.
So how? And then you can't even like, oh, he don't put them in because they get injured. Well, they can't get injured because they're not in.
Gospel truth there too.
At least he can get hurt. Like, I mean, we didn't like. I love CMC. I think CMC is the MVP, but he does need to manage his carries. For in the Super Bowl, he can be CMC.
Because he does. That's it. Because he does not need 25 carries a week. We don't need a workhorse.
No,
we need to spread that out across the offense and change of pace. Sometimes might be beneficial.
Week 3, right? 49ers up 20 and other team 17. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Put Mason in there. Let him run 2 first downs. Let me see if he gonna fumble in a game. You can't tell me what the fuck he did in training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Or that don't make no difference. I need to know what he gonna do when the game time goes.
And like you're saying, you're not in a position to really seriously get hurt. And a coach will tell you, no, every play counts. I don't coach, but still, we're up 2017. The half is almost over. What are they gonna do? Was he going to fumble? Because every coach is a bundle of nerves, I'm figuring. Because they, I don't know. I agree with you, though. What makes it do a little run?
Like you saying, we want something different. We don't want to lose in the Super Bowl again another year. We don't want to get kicked out the playoffs, get into the playoffs, and we be behind every game in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, whatever you telling yourself, and you telling everybody that you set this game plan up in the first quarter, and in the fourth quarter you got game plans for that or opposite plays for that. Let's find that out. Let's stop doing this other stuff and like put your big boy pants on, man.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I'm sorry.
No, I agree. Don't be surprised by what happens in the fourth quarter, Kyle Shanahan. You've been doing this too long. Green Bay and Detroit have all they need now. They're building their team to deal with us. And now they have the confidence to know that they can stay on the same field with the 49ers. We've got a problem with those two clubs. Big problem.
Now, one thing I would say, and I don't want to say this out loud too loudly, but like I think Brock's a Jedi. But the way people talk about Brock Purdy is like, he's been in the league 10 years or 5 years and he only been here 2 years and he got hurt 1 year, right?
Mm-hmm. And it was a freak accident. Yeah.
Yes. And another freak accident can happen next year. You don't know. Accidents happen all the time in football.
In football, yeah.
So now, how much money you paying Brock Purdy now? Because now you're giving away Ayuk and Debo like before, but we ain't doing it. But now Brock Purdy go down, where's we at?
Ooh. Because you know what? There's another subject, E. Who's the backup?
I like the backup quarterback. I like Josh Jacoby or whatever his name is.
Josh. Yeah. He's not going to run the program the same way, though. Dobbs. Dobbs is going to. Well, you know what? He's a very sharp kid. Obviously, he's a rocket scientist. But the thing is, he's got to run that offense according to the way the 49ers run it, because the rest of the players only know that offense. We can't all of a sudden play, street football. So, and Dobbs does that a lot because he, like a lot of quarterbacks, he uses his athleticism more than he does his precision tree and passing and things like that, because he's never been with an offense that would actually train him in that fashion. Kyle might do that, and if he does, he could have something special.
Kyle ain't gonna train nobody, man. To me,
I know what I was thinking.
Not a trainer.
Let me get a drink.
Let me get a drink.
I don't know what I was thinking, but I'll say that.
I'm not a trainer.
Because he doesn't have time anyway. Kyle wouldn't stand back at Josh Dobbs and look at him and say, I think you're really special. I want you to focus on this, this, and this. I don't want to see you run. Yeah, when Steve Young came into the league, he's had a tendency to take off and bail out of the pocket when he thinks he's in trouble. Did you ever see that training clip? And it's still available on YouTube. Anybody wants to see it. Steve, they've got these big elastic bands or rubber bands on his legs, so he couldn't run. And he had to stand in that pocket and navigate from there, survey the field, make a decision, and throw the damn ball. So,
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, that's interesting how, you go to that extreme to get a running quarterback, because too many of them do that. You've got to stand there. I know you can run, but there's a guy that's wide open. You just got to find him. It's going to be a lot easier, and you're most likely going to get that TD.
Correct. I don't think it's too difficult, but it's pros right here. We're professionals, or they are professionals. You got to be the top of your job. So do what you got to do to do that. Like, right. If you got to do some, whatever things on your legs, then do what you got to do. You can't be a quarterback getting hurt because you're running so much.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson learned. Damn near didn't get his contract.
Yeah, Lamar and all that. Yeah.
But everything all broke up. How many seasons Lamar missed the end of the season? 2 or 3?
No. Yeah. Don't get me along a lot. He got fired for it, but like that.
You got to stop doing that, man. Get rid of the ball. These dudes are coming at 275, hit you at 100 miles an hour. You do the math on that. That's like getting hit with 500
Yeah, you do the
pounds
math on that.
Yeah, man. That's like getting hit by a car. Don't do that. Get rid of the ball.
Like, I don't know who played football or who didn't play football, but they used to do the bull in the ring. I'm older, so we didn't have the nice helmets like they do now. But I remember them chipping paint off the helmets when they collided.
Oh, yeah. Or you see it laying on the field where it just broke off.
Yeah. Yeah. And I looked at the linebackers like, if you hit me like that ever, it'll be a problem.
Yep. I mean,
don't ever hit me like
crash.
That.
And when you hear that crash all across the room, you remember how everybody used to look up and to see if whoever made that contact, are they okay? Man, football's scary. And even after I got out of school, I said, I don't know if football's a game for a grown man. I was having fun, but God, Jesus Christ, boy, your life is, as a kid, you don't have any fear. Death, I ain't even thinking about dying. Come on, man, let's play. And then
not having stick marks on your helmet is like having a clean uniform.
I know, right? It's just not happening.
Word. And I used to hate when we'd play a quarterback and they had a clean uniform, we'd be fighting each other.
Yeah, let's get at it.
Because I'd be like, I want him down. He got to go down.
and then help him up and say, you all right?
Yeah. He got to go down. He got to eat dirt. I want him to eat dirt.
It's a vicious game.
And Elijah Mitchell might be gone. Like somebody said, Elijah Mitchell I think he is going to go.
Yeah.
I think that Guerrero, that 98 speed running back, going to stay. I think Mason's going to stay. I think Guerrero is going to get Mason's job. Yeah, I think he's going to get Mason's job because of Kyle Shanahan. I think he does have a little thing with his type of people he likes. And he makes, like, Bosa didn't get Bosa holding out for a contract. But Debo got it.
I know, right?
Purdy didn't get no trade things.
I just wish I could watch to see what goes on in these things. All we get is the news, but I really want to know some of the things that are said. It's just, wow, you just leaves us guessing, and just your imagination runs wild. We got to go though.
Yeah.
Let me. I'll see you Tuesday. All right.
No doubt, Ronbo. Love you. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Ronbo Nation, let's go.
Thanks, see. And we missed you a couple of days, still a couple of weeks actually. So I'm gonna see you Tuesday.
Yes. Right. I had to catch up to you today because I ain't even gonna go to sleep because I think catch up because we gotta talk.
Appreciate you, fam. All right.
No problem at all, Ronbo. Appreciate you.
Thanks, fam. Night E.
49ers! I can't yell too loud.
Hey. Damn good. I was wondering where it's coming from. It was echoing across the room. Go E.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, fam.
Be good, Big Ronbo.
Thanks, fam. You too. And the Big Show says, let E know I had Taylor over Mason. Oh, hey, E. Show says he had Taylor over Mason because of his pass blocking ability that Mason lacks and Taylor's versatility.
He can't. How you gonna know he can't pass block if he don't never get in the game?
Yeah, see, that's what I was trying to tell Show. I've never seen him in that situation, though.
Exactly. You guys are right.
I don't know. Yeah.
What the hell is Big Show talking about?
Show, we've never seen this. Yeah.
And one run he had was 40, 50 yards.
Yeah. And Kyle puts him in there.
Yeah, I know. You know what Big Show's talking about? He's talking about practice, Ronbo. Not the game. He's talking about practice.
They're talking about practice over here.
Don't go AI on us. Oh, my God. All right, guys. We're going to go. Let me get,
yes, sir. Be good, y'all.
Let's get Brian in there. Brian, good night, E. Brian, come on in, man.
Good night, y'all. Night the nation.
Hey, moderator Ronbo, how are you tonight?
Fabulous. As I always say, we're not into week 3 or 4 yet, so I'm okay. Talk to me week 6. Hopefully I'm in the same good mood as we're 6-0, and we'll look like we're going up the chart with a bullet. Oh,
Ronbo, you can tell everybody's fired up for football because all of us 49ers are fighting each other tonight, arguing and spitting fire. We're just ready for some football, aren't we, buddy?
I can see that right now. You guys love the trolls are sitting back watching you guys now and staying about the way.
Yeah, those trolls. Those trolls in the chat. Yeah, fuck you, Rams. You know, whatever.
They got no place else to go. Bryce, you got to give them some sympathy. You know,
well, they're gonna have to move to Oklahoma City soon. That's their next stop. Those Rams.
Oklahoma City Rams.
You
That
know?
has a nice ring to it too, doesn't it?
I think they'd like it over there. Tornadoes and stuff, and
Yes.
yeah, it'd be great for them.
Get one of them, get Stafford sucked up in one of them yeah. Oh, looks like Matt Stafford. It spit him out into it. He's okay. I don't want to wish anything bad.
Well, he's gonna want more money because he's gonna have to be making alimony payments here really soon. You know what I'm saying, Ronbo?
Listen, run that story back again. I heard just something about this weekly. What's going on with Stafford and the wifey?
Well, wifey apparently was a little pissed off at Stafford, and they broke up for a while he was in college. And she started dating the backup quarterback that was under Stafford to piss him off. And then it made him jealous as fuck. And they got back together, but they've still had issues. But Matt Stafford's a good dude. He took care of her. She had a lot of health problems, and she had brain cancer for a while, and they got like 4 kids together, man. I feel bad for him.
Well, no, Brian, this is a college situation. They're way past that now. Was the guy back in the
college?
picture?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about right now.
And she brought it. Yeah.
She brought it up.
No, the wife brought it up on a damn podcast like a retard.
Yeah, and she brought it up like a week or two ago on a show. Now, why would you do that? That's just dumb. So, it's got to be embarrassing to Stafford. I mean, I think he's a good dude, really, and it's too bad that there's this going on. But you know, what would they do if it was our Brock Purdy going through this? They'd have him running through the wire, wouldn't they?
You know what's so funny about Brock Purdy? This is a guy you're never going to hear any scandal from. If we ever any kind of scandal going on with Brock, his family, and this is one thing. People can knock people who are religious like the Purdys are.
They would attack him so fast because he's Christian and all that. And he's not a money hungry machine like we're finding out about Brandon Ayuk.
I've said it all the time.
Pretty tight dude.
Exactly. Brock Purdy is exactly what you see. That's who he is. You know?
Yeah.
You're not going to hear any scandal like that. Brock would never marry a girl that he went through that with in college. This is not going to happen. He's just not that kind of guy. So, you know.
I don't think most guys would, you know?
Well,
but
you know, the thing is, you just think that you've made some commitment to this girl. She made them to you. That would be shocking. I don't know what she was doing and why she would do it. But, you know, now you got to wonder, what's wrong with you? I'm looking at her and saying, well, now why did you do that? What was the point of it? I'm trying to understand what was the point of it.
Well,
anyway.
Hopefully there's no yoga instructor.
tough, man. These guys big time. And everybody's always saying, "Yeah, I wish I was Tom Brady. I wish I was Matt Stafford. I wish I was this guy. I wish I was this guy." Yeah, they got their own set of problems.
Brady. No way. I don't want his problems. Hell no.
But being before that situation, being Tom Brady had to be kind of fun. I mean, Tom Brady's hilarious too. I didn't realize he was that funny until he left the Patriots. Brady's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, and he doesn't take any shit from anybody. That's what I love about him. I'm kind of the same way, Ronbo.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
But yeah, we're talking running backs tonight. Is that what we're doing?
Running backs. We got one of the best. Oh, we got the best room in the league.
And okay, so Kyle, has overplayed CMC most of the year, right? We all know that.
Most of us feel that way. I hope we're right.
But what is he supposed to do? Like not play CMC at all? I mean, that'll piss CMC off. He's a competitor. He wants to be in the game. So what do you want to do? What are you going to do with him? I mean, Brian, ship him out every 2 plays? I don't know.
No. My own personal opinion is I don't need him in there in every sequence. If he was running just a few minutes ago in the defense, got the other team off the field really quickly, he's not running out on the field first this time. He might be in on a second down or third down or something like that. I want him to take a little more breather. I just want to extend his rest periods a little longer between exchanges.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just staying there.
You can't.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You can't put your star player on the shelf though and expect him to come in. Won't he get? Yeah, I mean he's got to play. He's like everybody's saying. He's a generational, I think, running back. He's the best in the league right now.
That's the first ballot Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about his prowess as a football player. Yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying.
Amazing.
I just want to see him get a little more rest. Not a lot. I need in the course of a game, if I can get him 10 extra minutes of rest, I'm almost happy with that because that keeps him strong. You get injured when you get hurt, when you're tired, and that's when those injuries occur. So I want him to stay sharp out there. I'm going to go through a heat check all the time. I would get on his nerves as coach. I'd be standing next to him. You okay? Coach, why are you asking me that? Because I want to know. All right? You feeling okay?
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. Okay, well, listen, wait another minute. I'm gonna put Jordan in for this next snap, go in right after him. I'd mess with him. He'd be pissed off. If at the end of the season, he wouldn't be as tired. And I'm thinking I'm reducing injury possibilities.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I don't know why Kyle every once in a while doesn't rotate those guys around a little bit, get them some room and let them run there for a while. I mean, he was doing it with Elijah for a little bit, but Elijah got hurt, and then I don't know. They're always saying that Jordan Mason can't run block. Well, he's never in the game. What are you guys talking about?
That's what I want to know.
I never see him, So I don't know where that's coming from.
I'm not messing with you, so I just want to know, where did you get that information? All of us want to know, but go ahead. But we're assuming that.
They're probably getting it from I heard Larry Krueger's name tonight. They're getting it from Mr. Pig in the Pickle. That's where they're getting their info from. And
Pig in the Pickle,
I don't know. It's
Krug's
just weird.
Sponsor really pisses Brian off.
Dude, Pig in the Pickle boy is at practice. I don't know if he's watching games because it just seems like he's always critiquing Kyle a little bit too harshly. Kyle's this, Kyle's that. Well, you know what? Kyle Shanahan is a winning coach. And, all you Kyle haters can just suck it because I'm really getting tired of hearing how bad Kyle Shanahan is. Yes, he's lost Super Bowls, but we are a goddamn winning franchise because of Kyle Shanahan, and he's made some progress in good old San Fran, and we're at the top of the mountain right there with those goddamn Chiefs that we can't get past, but that's going to be ending soon.
I'm so tired of that.
So, yeah. And the haters need to quit hating on Kyle. Yes, he loses another Super Bowl, he should be gone. I totally agree with that.
Oh,
but
God, please,
until he becomes a major stuck-ass coach, which he's not, he needs to continue to do what he does, and that's get us to a Super Bowl and in the playoffs and winning the West.
That's right, and you got to win to get there.
Come on now.
So, because that thing about regular season champs, that doesn't work. We got to go though, fam. I'll see you Tuesday.
Yeah, man. Ronbo, appreciate you. Shout out to Ray Jr. Good old Tony Wright, Michael and Nikita, Therese tearing it up, ripping Ramilia tonight. Ramilia, you're an embarrassment, man. You're just a creep. Everybody just owns you, bro. You should just leave and go to your own little show that has like 1.7 subscribers. Stay over there.
Oh, God.
All right, Ronbo.
All right,
Have a
Brian.
good night, man. Love you.
You too. Love you back, fam. Have a good time in that chat
See ya.
because I know you're going to.
All
He's
right,
coming
go
back,
back.
chat. Here he comes. And by the way,
Bye-bye.
Zerper. Good night, Brian. Hey, and Zerper, I wish you'd call in because I want to hear about your running back team. Zerper just says, the Ravens have the best running back room. You know what, though? He's got a point. Because just Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry is frightening. Although Henry didn't rank that high as far as yards, which really amazed me, his yards are not that many. I was kind of surprised. He may have came down a little bit last year, but Derrick Henry's still Derrick Henry. That's a man. Brian, the law just rolled in.
49ers. 49ers, red and gold. Always rocking the Niners till I'm dead and cold. Screaming the name all the way from the Mid-South. And still, and always, the law says, know your role and shut your mouth. What's happening, Ronbo? I didn't think you were going to make an appearance tonight.
No, I'm sorry, I was late, and I'm ashamed of what I was late for. But listen, I'm sorry. We don't miss Sundays. But listen, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Zerper brings up a point that I have to think about it. I forgot Derrick Henry is playing with the Ravens. Who's over there running the ball besides Lamar and Derrick? They got another running back? It seems like he's not that bad. Did they go too far by saying the 49ers have the best running back room in the league?
Ronbo, hey, I would say they're on point. I would say the powers that be on point. Right now I can't think of another running back room other than maybe, like I say, Baltimore. I can't think of another one.
Well, Detroit, them two bullets they give the ball to. See, they're going mainly by McCaffrey because they don't know anything about our running back room. McCaffrey's only guy who runs the ball. The other two guys, McCaffrey had 330-something catches or carries. The other guys had 115 carries between them. So, somebody might have made a mistake. Because when I look at the Lions running back room, they worked us like a pig handle. And they were tag teaming on us. And then the Ravens room, as I mentioned, the Falcons, Falcons beat us. They ran the ball all game long. Go ahead.
Here's my thing, Ronbo. I mean, hopefully this year, he's coming off probably the best year he's had since he's been in the league, CMC. And I hope that going into this year that Kyle Shanahan uses CMC, wisely, kind of monitor him or whatever, because we don't want to be looking around and, before you know it, you see CMC limping, going on. And I know he's a fitness buff or whatever. I know he takes care of himself.
He's extreme.
You don't want your star running back. Yeah, you don't want your star running back, in civilian clothes or whatever. So it's just going to cripple. That'll cripple your running game.
I had imagined that as soon as you said it. McCaffrey standing on the sideline, he's not in uniform, and looking across the field like, man, I wish I was out there. And we do too.
Yeah.
Let
me ask you something, Ronbo. Mitchell, the backup, the number 2, would he be cut bait?
Well, you probably wouldn't cut him because you can get something for Elijah Mitchell. The 49ers might actually contemplate trading him. That's been mentioned. And I got to say, that does sound pretty.
Or maybe I should say trade. Maybe I should say trade bait.
Yeah. Well, listen, though, if I call you up, bait. Brian, you're a GM of whatever club, and I say, listen, Elijah Mitchell, I got pretty much a surplus of running backs. He's a good ball player. Are you interested? Now you say, okay, well, you know what? I might be interested. What do you want for him? Well, if I get a 4th-round pick, I'd be real happy. I'll give you a 5th round. And probably you guys are going to say, I'll give you a 5th or 6th round pick. Are you going to take it?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I think most of us would.
I think
because he's not gonna be on the
I
field
think-
that much.
Yeah.
Man, he did some runs last year though. He always has some highlight reel, a little bit at least for the times he goes in there. If Elijah Mitchell gets in the game 5 times, 2 of those times are going to be exceptional. He is good.
I would say hopefully Shanahan would give Mason him some more reps, if all be possible. Let's say we have a game, regardless who we play. If CMC gets some impressive numbers, whatever like that, pull his ass out. Pull his ass out and let Mason get some clock in. If he's getting 20, 22 carries, he's about $150, whatever. Okay, all right, that's a good day. And late
in the third quarter, right? And we're leading like 36 to 12. Let him sit.
And we got a
down.
nice lead. We got a nice lead. The defense is, the defense is on point. Go ahead and put him on out. Shut him down. Put Mason in there.
And if he wants to argue and gets mad, then we can go to the locker room, him and I, have a cup of coffee and sit down there and watch the monitor. I'm not going to argue with him about that.
Yeah.
You don't need to get into it with him. Just say, listen, let's just take a breath here and let you get a little rest in. I need to get these guys ready anyway. Give me any kind of excuse.
Yeah.
You can't fool him. He's been around the game too long now. Jesus.
But I will say this for CMC. I would say CMC is probably the only running back who has received the most lucrative wedding present for him in a while. When he got that 2-year, what was it? That 2-year, $38 million extension,
guaranteed money for next year,
man.
And
you
then
talk about right.
And then you marry Miss Universe.
You right. Yeah. You talk about covering the covenant.
Living on a lucky star, right? You got it. The world is all yours, Christian McCaffrey, MVP. On the
Ronbo,
front of Madden, got an extension. You own everything.
But Ronbo, he's a legacy. So if he got any concerns, they're gonna be addressed quick. That's why I was like, wait a minute. So they was talking, CMC, he's out of guaranteed money. What?
It's like they didn't know.
Oh, no problem. Yeah. Oh, no problem then, huh? Well, take it. Like they had that $38 million just sitting in the freezer, in the refrigerator. Something.
That's what they do.
Problem. Well,
right? That's what they do.
And tell the wife I said hi.
Yeah. remember that $85 million that came out of nowhere for Javon Hargrave? I was blown away. I said, $85 mil? Where did you guys get that kind of money? Oh, I know. You wrote a tricky contract on him, didn't you? I still don't see it. Well, we'll see.
Man.
There's the real Chris Hansen. I know that by what he said. Hey, Chris. But yeah, we're
one more thing, Ron. One more
quick.
thing, Ron, before I go. You was talking about Hargrave. I hope, and I hope Nick Bosa has a complimentary rusher, after we going through D Ford and Chase Young and other guys, we trying to find a bookend for Nick Bosa. Hopefully Leonard Floyd and, really help us out, with him and the guys they got off of free agency. Hopefully this is the year. Yeah.
This probably will be. Leonard Floyd is a dog. I'm not worried about Leonard Floyd. Really not. I just want the other guys. I want to see that guy we got from D'Amico, and we'll see. I see somebody's got to stop that run. Damn it! All right, fam. I will see you Tuesday.
All right, brother Ronbo. Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful, and shout out to production. The law is out.
Appreciate it, Brian. Have a great night, fam.
All right, brother Ronbo. Holler at you.
I'm looking forward. I tell you what, the Eagles, You got Saquon. Who else runs the ball for the Eagles?
Shout out to
man. Yo, Ellis.
They got what's up, Ronbo? They got Kenneth Gainwell, which he's actually a baller. They don't have what's his name anymore. He's gone. What's his name?
Wait, time out. Wait, Ellis. That's a fake Chris Hansen. Get rid of that one. Yeah, that's. I love when you do that, fake Chris Hansen. You give me that. You must be tired of being in here tonight. All right, tell him good night. Don't get the wrong one. That's him right here. Yeah.
Shit. We got a fake.
That
we got
fake
a
Chris
fake Rudy.
Hansen is a joke. Okay, go ahead.
We got a fake Rudy. We got a fake Chris Hansen.
Usually get a couple of fake Rudys. That's three.
Young Montana, goofy ass, and he's
got
his
several
name
names.
Into something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not even a real Niners fan. I'm just shocked that he was able to sucker everybody into
For a
believing that he
long
was actually
time,
a
right?
Niners fan.
Yeah, that's not a Niner fan.
Talking all that shit, then he starts trying to act like he's a Niner, and he starts saying little stuff, and then he goes right back to talking crazy again. It's like, man, I guess it's hard to believe that somebody could be that bored and be that.
To come up with that for entertainment. Who is that?
The buffoonery level is unmatched.
Right. Who was that dude that was a Chiefs? Said, wait a minute, how do you go about doing it? He said he's really a Chiefs fan, but he supports the 49ers. Now we all went along with that for a minute until he finally did the wrong thing and we gave him the foot. He just.
Is that fake Mahomes? That Mahomes name?
No, Mahomes made it clear he was a Chiefs fan. But the other guy was pretending he was a 49er fan, but he really was a Chiefs fan. That's the weirdest kind of troll I've ever seen. But anyway, Ellis, enough of the trolls. That 49er running back room. And now that I'm thinking about it, you just mentioned Gainwell. The fact that we've been named the best running back room in the Gainwell, the best running back room in the league. What is that based on?
As far as us having the best running back room?
Yeah. Because nobody plays except for Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't see us having the best running back room. We have the best running back in the league, though, in Christian McCaffrey. That is one thing that we do have. If I went through, and I mean, it would take a minute to look and see which teams have the best running back room. I mean, as of right now, who's definitely in the conversation, maybe along with us, I would say Detroit and damn, I just had the other team in my head too. Oh,
Green Bay?
The Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
The Falcons. Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algiers. Algiers was over 1,000 yards as a rookie, and then Bijan came.
Right?
Yeah.
Single-handedly beat our ass the year before last. They could not do a thing with him.
Them boys is bad over there in Atlanta, man. So I don't know. But we have the best running back individual. We have the best running back in the league, Christian McCaffrey. Myles Garrett just said recently, who's the best offensive player, or I don't know if it was position or whatever in the league, and he said C-Mac. That's coming from the Browns that gave us one.
Myles Garrett talking like that.
That gave us one last year, for sure. So if he's saying that recently, then that just
concurs.
That just seals the deal on us.
It seems the PFF, everybody says, yeah. But guys, okay. But if we ran anybody with CMC, would you still give us that ranking? Mason ain't no Ellis. Mason can play. He just getting a chance to show because Mason, if they played him more often and let him really get into a groove, I wonder what he would look like.
Yeah, man. Look, the running back thing is sticky, Ronbo. We won't get shit for Mason, but we can get something. For Elijah Mitchell. The problem with him is he's been too injured, so that lessens what we would actually be able to get for him.
Yep.
Yeah, value. So we'd be lucky if we get a 5th round pick for him, and he's a 6th or 7th round pick anyway. So we're not really getting that much for him anyway. But to just not cut him and not get something for him, I would see, him being traded, before, us just cutting him. And, Mason makes this team. If Kyle knows what's good for him, he does not cut Jordan Mason.
Both of them.
Because what will happen is if when he
for
cuts,
both of them, would he be that cold?
If you cut Mason, he goes to,
division.
He goes to he goes to Carolina. I mean, not Carolina, the Cardinals, or he'll go to Seattle. Well, no, because they got Charbonnet and they got Kenneth Walker. But he's going to go somewhere, and they're going to use him, and he's going to play, and he's going to start tearing shit up. And then, Kyle, he'll lose sleep over that, because he blew it again, and he knows it. So if he wants to do that to himself, he can go right ahead. I don't say that you cut Jordan Mason, though. I know the kid, I heard show vouching for, was it Patrick Taylor over there from Green Bay?
Yeah, how do you feel about Patrick?
Maybe there's a possibility that I haven't had a chance to see him or really look at him, but if he's that good, and nobody else, was, had really picked him up, like we just scooped him. I mean, I think he was just kind of laying around. So maybe he's under the radar and we can stash him on the practice squad for a little while. If he doesn't, make the active roster, I wouldn't say cut him, because if he's that damn good, we haven't had a really big, tall running back in a long time. If he's really good at pass catching out the backfield and he's a great blocker, I'm assuming he's great in all areas. So maybe there's a possibility that we could stash him. But
third down. That's how the Packers used him. Now, Kyle, I just realized I made a mistake on cutting him. If he's good for third down, Kyle's going to keep him. Kyle's going to invite him over for dinner. He's going to keep him happy, because this third down thing, we got to protect that quarterback. Oh, he's going to be worth his weight in gold. That's a big kid, 6'2", 217 pounds. Come on in, you'll get my quarterback. No, you ain't. You got to get past that tight end, and you got to get past Tony. I don't think it's going to happen. Brock Purdy for a touchdown.
I wonder how we'd be able to stash how it works with the rookies and being able to stash them on the practice squad, because
there are some rules.
Schrader and who was the other rookie that we got?
Running back
from
Grindo.
Yeah, the other running back that we got from Louisville. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
Grindo.
Yeah. Garindo, yeah. There has to be a way for us to stash, those guys on the practice squad, so that maybe we can keep all the running backs.
Wait, pump the brake a second. Garindo on the practice squad? You think so? Is that a possibility?
I mean, look. Shit. Or what? We're going to have 5 active running backs? Or, who are we going to stash? Somebody got to get stashed on the practice squad.
He won't, but they drafted him at number 4. I can't imagine
so he
putting him
won't
on the practice squad.
I don't think Schrader will either, because of how Schrader ranked. So, it's going to be somebody's getting cut, man. And I
that's the question.
Kyle may.
How are they going to do?
Kyle may just cut.
Okay. I'm listening. Go ahead.
No. Before I do anything, I would say I'm just saying in order to keep them all, but I know it's not realistic. So I just say he cuts Elijah Mitchell. I just say he cut him. I mean, I don't want him to, but shit. Elijah's been hurt too much, man. He hasn't even played, a full 4 quarters since his rookie season. So,
that's true. That's all true. You know what? This is the end of his rookie contract, and I
think he's the odd man out.
I know. I feel bad about it. I'm going to feel bad about it. If that day does happen, I'm going to understand it, but I'm going to feel bad about it. Oh, man. We talked about that.
Look at how great he played for us his rookie season. He was so impressive. You know what I mean? And the problem is towards the end of the season last year, Kyle didn't want to utilize him. He just kept overly using and abusing Christian McCaffrey when he could have been using Elijah Mitchell. When he did have him in there and he was kind of, getting some momentum, then he pulled his ass out. So it's like, I mean, if I don't think Kyle anticipated getting 2 rookie running backs, last year, or maybe he would have let Elijah Mitchell maybe get some more carries and kind of up his stock a little bit, so we could have traded him for a little bit more. But now everybody's gonna pretty much see him as, oh, that's the guy that's always getting hurt. He looks real good when healthy, but you know what I mean. Then there's that but factor, and health is the most important thing in the sport of football. So if you're not healthy, dude,
and if he gets hurt in training camp, David Hodge says Mason's probably going to the girls, and you know who he's talking about. I hadn't even thought about that. Would you trade the Cowboys? I know you need a running back.
He's going to pay for it. It's going to be
Jerry, give us a 3rd round pick.
He cuts Elijah Mitchell. Hey, he cuts Elijah Mitchell, and or trades Jordan Mason, or vice versa. And he keeps Elijah Mitchell because of his bond that he has with him. Kyle really loves Elijah Mitchell because he played his ass off. He's been the best running back that Kyle has drafted since he's been a coach.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So if we're really looking at it, it's just the inconsistency with his health. So it's really hard to say. But if I had to, the rookies are staying for sure. CMC is already a shoe-in. If Taylor is that damn good, man, I mean, I don't see him not making his team either. He's got to be on the team. So it's the odd man out. It could be both Elijah Mitchell and, sadly, Jordan Mason. But I don't think Jordan. I don't think. Look, but if I had to pick between the two, I would say Elijah gets cut before Jordan Mason, because Jordan Mason is fresh. He hasn't gotten a chance to play, and he's shown a lot of potential already. And you just get more out of him.
Yeah. Well, fam, we're gonna go before we double our time. But listen, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Hey, the Ayuk saga. Look, man. I will say this: he's blocked his ass off. He hasn't complained about not getting the ball. When he has gotten the ball, he's done the most with it, more than most players on the team, including Debo, even George Kittle. You know what I mean? I still love George, and George is still my guy. But Brandon has played his ass off, man. I know he's doing a lot of shit right now, trying to get attention, and he's trying to create a documentary out of his little situation with the contract and all that other stuff. He's thinking down the line, but he's not going about it the right way. So, I mean, I would just say pay him and we'll be okay. But if it don't happen, it don't happen, man. There's nothing we can do about it. You know what I mean? We gotta go. You know what I mean? We got shit to do. But
he's signing.
Shout out to you, Ronbo. Thank you for the platform as always, man. And shout out to production. Shout out to all the family, man. Donut, Tanisha, Frank, the Dragon Clan, the Dragon Fam. Shout out Evan. Shout out Tony Tone. Shout out Show, man. Y'all know what it is. Hit that like, subscribe for the family, and shout out the chat, man. Y'all keep lighting it up in there, man. I ain't been in there in a minute, but it's always got to show love to the chat, man. Yeah.
All right.
Keep that roach spray. Keep that roach spray in hand at all times.
Terrible.
All right, fam.
All right, man. Talk to you midweek. Night, Ellis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And let's roll on over to Tony ATL.
Ronbo, good evening.
Tony, good evening. As we're sitting here talking about running backs, and some of us do question the fact that they call the 49ers running back room the best in the league. But you know what? We only run one running back. The other two have a little over 100 carries a year between them. And then we looked at your room, and a lot of us think that the Falcons may have. The Ravens are certainly, that's just ridiculous what they got going on over there. And you know how I feel about Detroit. I don't want to be bothered with them. I'm begging anybody who plays them before we do, if the playoffs, please beat them. I don't want to deal with them in Green Bay. Hey, and the Green Bay Packers picked up the Raiders guy, right? Yeah. So
it's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah, it is.
You guys got a good problem to have,
yeah.
And so do we. And so
yeah,
do
but you
Detroit.
get to keep both your guys. And
so
you know
Green
what?
Bay.
Who is it after Algier and your new kid? Wait, Algiers is a new one, right?
Algier and Bijan Robinson.
Oh, yes.
We also have we drafted the kid this year, Ronbo, in the 6th round from Alabama.
What's his name?
His name. I'm pulling it up now.
That he went to Bama
6th round,
already.
We drafted
running back.
We drafted Jace McClellan out of Alabama, 5'11", 212.
Good size, perfect size for a running back. Low center of gravity. When he bends his shoulder over, he's already raking the dirt. If you don't get down low enough, he's going to knock you into next month. Hey, who's the Green Bay? I'm not the Eagles, right? Now,
Philly.
I forgot about Saquon, and who else is helping him?
Saquon Barkley got Kenneth Gainwell, which they had during the Super Bowl.
Ellis just mentioned him.
They got the former 49er signed in free agency, Tyron Davis-Price.
Oh, TDP.
Was
you know what? I wish I knew more about TDP. We didn't get a chance to see what he was worth as he was here. TDP every week was a healthy scratch. You know, Tony, I don't know if Kyle did this when he was in Atlanta, but I don't know how much pull he had in the draft. But did you have guys laying on the sideline and name got mentioned during the draft and you never heard from them again?
No, when Kyle was there, he had the 2-back system. We had Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman.
Oh man, they was making headlines.
Got like 1,200 yards. See, the way we use Coleman every year, 500 yards rushing, 500 receiving.
And
that's what I loved about that.
And Devontae was just, I mean, that was
1,200 yards. Yep.
Okay, hey Tony, you know what that tells me though? It's Kyle's system that will elevate a running back as long as you are not one of these guys that likes to dance in a hole. If you put your foot down and cut go, you're going to be okay. And Bobby Turner doesn't get enough love. Bobby Turner may be one of the best running back coaches of all time.
Best running back coach in football. Has been for like 15 years.
Yeah, he rarely.
But remember, Turner, the running backs coach for Mike Shanahan with the Denver Broncos, Terrell Davis, Mike Anderson, Randus Gary, on, and then Clinton Portis. All them running backs, 1,000 yards in that system. Same system. Mike Shanahan.
Bobby Turner.
Bobby Turner was the running backs coach. Yep. Great running back. Probably the best running backs coach ever.
And I don't know what he's doing to them. I'd love to watch how they work out and what they're doing. Because we got a couple position coaches. You look at Chris Kasurk. You look at Bobby. And even look at Greasy as quarterback coach. If he'd had a little more time with Trey, I wonder what would have happened. He wasn't even supposed to be all that. He'd never had a coaching job before. Some guys just have it as coaches. And that's why we end up every year having new coaches every damn year. Because people come in, hey, he's doing a good job. Let's get him over here. You know, damn it.
Telling you, Ronbo, to me, now, when I say this, I'm going to say this in two parts because, and you and I talked about this, Aaron Jones, why didn't Green Bay re-sign Aaron Jones? I don't know, but they got younger. Aaron Jones is with Minnesota, and they got a good running back core. But what Green Bay did, getting Josh Jacobs, one of the 5 best running backs in football,
he led the league.
Led the NFL in rushing in 2022.
Yeah,
Josh Jacobs from the signed him from the Raiders. A.J. Dillon is still the number 2, the backup. They drafted this running back named Marshawn Lloyd out of USC. That's good in the 3rd round.
See, and they're going to use their
running back.
We're not using ours. Yeah, they'll be able. Our running backs will be there for novelty. See, that's what worries me. And Tony, the Ravens running Zerper, our resident troll from Baltimore. I had to take notice. You know, Derrick Henry is surrounded and backed up by who?
That whole division got good running backs.
I know, right? The
Derrick
AFC
Henry
is just nasty with backs.
They still got Justice Hill. Yeah, they still got Justice Hill, who they drafted 2019 in the 4th round. Do you remember this running back, Keaton Mitchell, that we were talking about last year out of East Carolina?
Because
he balled for them, had a couple 100-yard games. Then he got hurt. He missed the rest of the season. He's back from East Carolina. I wanted us to sign him as an undrafted free agent. He's good. I saw him play in college. Keaton Mitchell.
See, running backs are going to come back into vogue in another year or so. This running backs are not relevant because the game's pretty much a pass-centric league. You know, those quarterbacks are thriving on the fact that run is a threat. And this is what Kyle Shanahan firmly believes in. When you look over, and it's going to change, that whole philosophy is going to change with in Los Angeles with the Chargers. Harbaugh is definitely going to provide that team with a run game. So now, Golden Boy, what's the quarterback? I never can think of his name. What's the quarterback's name over with the Chargers?
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I'm going to call him Jay.
Justin Herbert. I love him.
He's a good quarterback, but he can't, just like Josh Allen, they're both two peas in a pod. They're carrying the team, and they take that whole concept of being a quarterback-driven league over the limit, and there is one. There needs to be. I can actually prepare my team for you two. Josh Allen's another story because Josh Allen will take off and run and hurt somebody running down the field. Not him, somebody that's trying to tackle him. Herbert's not that kind of tough. So it's going to be a different story with the Chargers this year. I can't wait to see what that looks like.
Josh Allen, at least Dalvin Cook's brother, James Cook, who was a rookie, at least he did he had 1,100 yards last year.
Yeah, he looked.
But in that playoff game against Kansas City, yeah, man. But I keep getting mad, Ronbo, at teams finish the game. I think about you, Ronbo. Run the ball, Kyle. Run the ball. It's like us in the Super Bowl, Seattle in the playoff game last year. Buffalo had Kansas City. They had 189 yards rushing. Then in the last 5 minutes of the game, they started throwing the damn ball. That's why they lost.
And they did, and they deserved it.
Buffalo had Kansas City.
Josh Allen is not the Cap. Who's the lead man in the Avengers? Is that Iron Man or Cap? You know what? He fits the mode of Cap. He is not Captain America. Mm-hmm. Stop, Josh.
Nope.
I mean,
on the ball.
Oh, yeah, and then he thinks he should take off and run it.
Let me tell you this, Ronbo. If they get their offensive line together, because they have drafted some good pieces, Jets drafted this back. I'm going to tell you right now, in the 4th round, Ronbo, he's a load. And they got Breece Hall. I love Breece Hall. Breece Hall's becoming a star in this league. Had 1,000 yards last year.
He just needs
got
to stay
hurt the year before.
Yeah, he just needs to stay on the field. Breece Hall is a bad boy.
He drafted this kid, Ronbo. His name is Braylon. So his name Braelon. Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin. 6'1", 235.
Oh.
Ronbo, he can move. He will plow you with speed.
How much?
Remember that name?
How much does he weigh?
235.
Oh.
35.
I think Fred may be a little heavier now, though. Fred may go 245.
He can run, too, Ronbo. He can run, too. He can run, Ronbo.
See, I need Dre Greenlaw. It doesn't matter how big you are. Dre says you're going down. And Fred is a little more finesse, but I need my killers out there together. We'll see.
Hey, Ronbo, I had a question to ask you because I was looking over this roster. I got some updated information. I'm going to use Devondre Campbell as a 3-4 outside linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that works.
He says he'll do
That's how we did it when we drafted him.
Yeah. He says he's going to do anything 49ers ask him to do. Now, if that's his strength, the defense is one thing we do have in the 49ers defense is flexibility.
I'm going to have him playing that weak side, outside linebacker. Greenlaw inside and Fred Warner. When we drafted him in 2016, he was a rookie, Super Bowl year. We played him in the outside linebacker. He had problems covering running backs. He did pretty good. I think he's good rushing the passer.
Yeah.
Remember, he went to Green Bay in a 3-4 as the inside linebacker. made all pro 2 of those 4 years. He was there.
Did he? Okay, the 49ers are going to design a package. 49ers have a way of designing packages for certain players' strengths sometimes. The wide 9 is starting to scare people due to the fact that last year it did exactly what you always worry about. That middle was a wide open highway. You get a dude singing, "I'm going my way." I said, "Oh my God!" I said, it was designed to help the guys coming off the edge, give them an advantage toward the quarterback because now you've spread out that offensive line. But why is it? I don't know. We're going to find out because Fred and Dre they can handle wide 9. Oh, they can do it, right? And plus you had our safeties are pretty good at covering in areas too. The machine worked well, but I don't know now.
Yep. I see y'all got Jair Brown's probably going to be the free safety, and Hufango was back a strong safety. Yeah. Ronbo, y'all got a college star that y'all drafted that y'all ain't talked about.
Which one?
Because he played at my school. I've seen him all year.
Who was that?
Ronaldo Green at Florida State.
Oh, everybody talked about Ronaldo the first few weeks in OTAs.
Yes, sir.
Only thing we're worried about him with he's a little physical. His hands are going to get him a flag in the NFL. But if they can get him to break that up a little bit, I don't want to take too much out of that. But Ronaldo already told people when he came over here.
Is he going to be off nickel? I'm going to play him as nickelback or the dime back.
Hasn't been determined yet. Hasn't been determined because they want to use Debo because they did a good job. Debo did a good job in the slot last year, but that's not written in rock. I mean, he can still, if Ronaldo comes in and does a good job, because Ronaldo sounds like he's tenacious, he's vicious. He's one of them dudes like chewing gum, right? So I want to see what this looks like.
Yep. 6 feet, 186.
That's a good size.
He's a 2-time All-American.
Proportion
ACC
is
All-American at Florida State.
Yep. Good school. Good competition.
Yep. That's my school.
He's got a lot of confidence.
Ronbo, I didn't know y'all signed Jordan Elliott, the defensive tackle of free agency from Cleveland. He's good. I didn't know y'all had him.
Thank you for saying so because some people on Twitter hurt my feelings. I said something about that because I listed who we picked up in the draft, in the free agency. Yeah, Jordan Elliott's not going to help you any. I'm a Cleveland Brown fan, he says.
Yes, he is.
I said, really?
Out of Missouri, free agent. Yeah, he was Cleveland's 3rd-round pick in 2020, and he was a free agent, and y'all signed him.
Yeah.
Oh, good rotational piece, Ronbo. He's going to replace Kinlaw as a rotational.
Which that ain't going to be hard.
It's like him and Givens.
Kinlaw was, people say Kinlaw. No, man, we lost some with Kinlaw. Oh, yeah. He's looked a little better that last year. But
I'm surprised Cleveland didn't re-sign him. He played good for Cleveland as a rotational piece.
They had one of the best defenses in the game.
Cleveland should re-sign him, and they should re-sign Flacco. That was dumb. You're going to not re-sign Flacco and sign famous Jameis Winston, who throws picks just like Prescott and just like the Golden Boy.
Stafford.
I can't believe that. They better hope Watson don't get hurt. They do, they're in trouble.
Jameis.
I think Indianapolis is going to be good this year, though.
Yeah. Well, you knew that anyway. They weren't bad last year.
Yep. 2 defensive tackles they got in the middle, man.
Yeah. And they got the guy we should have never let go. Yeah.
Ronbo, this Seattle defensive line is shaping up to be pretty good, Ronbo. Draymond Jones, they signed as a free agent 2 years, but he ain't done nothing since he came there from Denver. Now he's a backup. Because they re-signed Leonard Williams, don't you?
Yeah.
They traded for last year from the Giants. They re-signed him, and they drafted Byron Murphy, best defensive tackle in the draft in the 1st round. They got Jaron Reed back as a free agent. He's a good rotational piece, defensive tackle.
Yeah, see that.
And Boye Mafe, yeah, they got a good defensive line now.
That coach is a defensive-minded coach, and you're saying, he knows what kind of assembly of talent he's going to need to do what he wants to get done. So,
that's going to be y'all's competition.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to be Seattle, like I told you a couple shows back.
We can never escape the Hawks. That's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's
not going to be the Rams. It's not going to be the Cardinals.
Cardinals are probably going to be a little tougher this year. I don't know what to expect from them exactly, but yeah. But Tony, we're going to go. It's going to get late here. Let me. I'll see you Tuesday, like we always do. All right.
Yes, sir. Man, I didn't know y'all had Jordan Elliott. I didn't know y'all had him.
Yeah,
that was a good move.
Got him right away.
That was a great move. Yeah. And Drake Jackson got to step it up this year.
A lot.
As a rotational piece at that DN position. He's got to.
And
He's a second-round pick out of top 10 school.
Man, and
on the ball.
His competition is going to be fierce, too, because Beal is looking good from what I understand. We got that Matos guy from the
Matos, yeah, he's good.
From
Carolina.
So Drake's got his work cut out for him. So we'll see. All right,
Ronbo, we know one team that don't have running backs. Dallas Cowboys. And I'll see you Tuesday.
Cowboys. Tony, we gotta get out of here,
Have
man.
to give a shot to Texas boys. Yep. I'll see you Tuesday.
All right. Good night, Tony.
Take care.
You too. So anyway, fam, we're gonna call it a night before the sun comes up, and tell you what I'll do. I'll see you Tuesday, and just have a great night. And whatever you do, whenever you see a guy walking down the street with a Rams hat, make sure he sees you laughing. So he can ask you, like, what are you laughing at? That hat. Rams! Thanks for the Constitution, fam, and I'll see you Tuesday. Please don't forget to subscribe. We want to notify you when we want you to get in here, and let's talk some 49ers football. A Niners!